tonight and next week against some teams that have good records, and I think one of them is a 5A school, so they have an opportunity to vault over Somerset, even if Somerset does what they're supposed to do.
Henderson Chiropractic, committing to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need for the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic. We're right now at about 17 minutes to go before kickoff. I'd be remiss at this point not to mention that there's a big rivalry game about 2 miles from here tonight with I think it's PC. It is at PC, correct?
Yes, Southwestern at PC.
So Pulaski Southwestern, and I know that Southwestern might be a little bit down this year, but you never count anything out in a rivalry game ever.
No, and that is our video game of the week. So those of you that are on Lake Cumberland Sports and wanting to maybe try to catch the Somerset Washington County game, unfortunately, PC and Southwestern is the big game in town tonight, and they have the live action. But if you're looking to watch this game here, you can watch it on replay, usually on Sunday nights. Monday it comes back up, and you can get the replay with all the full action right here. And, moving forward, at some point, Robert and I will have another video game, and I expect through the playoffs we'll probably have some things going on there.
Yeah, I think so too, especially probably when we get it. Well, I say when. I'm going to be confident and say when we get back to LCA, because there's 50 kids down there that want that rematch, something fierce.
Yes, they really do. So, about 16 minutes before kickoff, here in just a minute, we're going to listen to Coach Lucas. We talked about the injuries a little bit, and I know that Tate Madden was banged up last week. Don't know if he will play. I did see him out here warming up, though. Connor Speaks is another one who's having some shoulder injuries, shoulder problems. Drew Johnson having some knee issues. I don't know if we're going to see him tonight. Kel Todd had the shoulder injury last week. I think it was just a sprain, so he's probably going to be Mikey Garland is another one. Still have the Simmons kid out. So, like I said, this is – if you take a look at every one of those kids are starters.
Right, and needed.
And needed. So, we need to get those guys, those young men healthy.
Right. So, again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. We're getting ready to go over to the coaches show, and we'll be right back with you as soon as Coach Lucas is done talking.
I'd like to welcome everyone to Lake Cumberland Sports pregame show, coaches show. I'm Chris Staten, and I'm joined by head coach Robbie Lucas. The Briar Jumpers come back home this week to complete district play against the Washington County Commanders on senior night, Coach. But first, let's talk a little bit about the LCA game last week. If I'd have told you going into that game that you would hold Barnhart to 111 yards on 8 for 18 passing, and he throw an interception, only run for 72 yards on 19 carries, and you would hold Darius Smith to 4 catches for 43 yards, I would think that you'd feel probably pretty good about your chances in that game.
Absolutely. You're talking about their big offensive weapon, so we would have felt very good if you gave us those stats.
Yeah, so the game could have went either way. I felt like all night long. I said in the booth there that the team that had the ball last probably was going to win the game, but field positioning and missed tackles seemed to haunt you all night long.
There's quite a bit of things that got us. It comes down to a one-point game, missed EP. We had one of those in the special teams. We also had a punt go through our punter's hands and give them good field position. They did have the ball, one of the top-rated offenses in the state. They drive down. We hold them to 2 field goals. So our defense played well in spots. We missed tackles. The reverse that went for a touchdown, we have it. 4 yards deep, we just missed it. Our pursuit wasn't very good. We missed blocks up front, just stalled drives for us. You can lead it to a bunch of things: offense, defense, special teams, coaching. We missed opportunities and left several opportunities out on that field. I hate admitting that, but it is the truth. LCA won the game by 1. I know a lot of people are talking about chains moving and everything else and this and that, but they won. It was a heck of a game. Hats off and credit to them. They made the plays that some that we didn't, but it was a game of missed opportunities.
And a game of big plays. All night long, both teams had big scoring plays. LCA only had 261 yards rushing, 111 yards passing, while Somerset had 134 yards rushing and 264 yards passing. Normally, that's flip the script on that as far as Somerset and the rushing stats. But like you said, Xavier Brown and Jaden Barnhart, Jaden had a good game running the football. Xavier Brown had 19 carries for 130 yards and a touchdown. But, Somerset had big plays too. I mean, Kyle was 10 for 18, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cam Austin in the running game, you had a lot of guys carry the ball, had 3 touchdowns on the ground, and then 2 big plays by Kay Grundy and Carson Guthrie in the passing game. Was there anything on film, that you saw that and I know you're looking 3 weeks out to play them again, but there's some things and some opportunities, like you said, is missed. Some things I think you'd like to maybe do better.
Absolutely. Some of it's fundamentals, not stepping with the right foot, not taking away a gap. We dove a couple times, and let me say this: good speed, good talent, good athletes will make you dive, will make you look a little silly from time to time. Number 20, he was a man-child. He ran very well. We took 6 away for the most part. The Barnard kid was effective, but I wouldn't say overwhelming. Number 9 was the kid that came in. I think he got us for 3 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The kid made big plays. We had opportunities to make big plays ourselves. Some we did, some we didn't. I think it just comes down to the fact you got 2 evenly matched teams that played their hearts out. Plays were made, plays weren't made. I'm sure they were watching film and saying, "Oh, this game could have went another way if this." And you play the if-ing game. We try not to do that. We went back fundamentally. We've got to get better coaching-wise, make some better decisions. Blocking and tackling are a key part of it. We didn't do that very well. So we had breakdowns in all 3 phases of the game. If we're fortunate enough to get back there, which I hope we are, I'm looking forward to the challenge of going back up there and playing those guys.
Yes, sir. It was definitely one of the most premier games in the state in 2A, I would say, in all classes on Friday night. And I'm like you, Coach. I'm looking forward to the rematch. This once again Chris Staten with Lake Cumberland Sports, and I'm joined by Head Coach Robbie Lucas. As the Briar Jumpers get ready for Washington County Commanders, Coach, and they come in on senior night, come into the Briar Patch. 4-4 on the season, 0-2 in district play, but they definitely have some talent, and it starts with their quarterback number 6, Churchill. A true dual-threat quarterback that can hurt you with both his legs as well as his arm. I know you faced some dual-threat quarterbacks this year, but this one seems to be like he's probably the best that you've seen this year.
I think by a lot. And this team, and it's coach speak, I know a lot of people think I'm just saying this, but they're much better than their record. They remind me a little bit of Damble in the size and the speed they have up front. You're talking about the quarterback. He absolutely is an athlete. When the ball's in his hands, he can take it with his legs. He can throw it with his arms. We've seen him start out with an 8 sweep, then back up on the 7 side, the left side, then back up on the right side and pick up several yards. He's an athlete. He can put the foot in the ground. The running back as well, number 4, a chunk of a kid. Once he gets going and sees an opening, he's tough to bring down. Number 10, their favorite receiver, an athletic young man. They've got athletes all over the place, and it's certainly a step up in our district. Week in and week out in this district, it's no joke. Even Damble, the LCAs, of course the Washington counties now. It makes it very difficult for us going through. And the wonderful thing about our district is we get to hit the reset button after we play Corbin, and we'll start right back in the same district, and it may go in the same order, with the exception of maybe Washington, if we're lucky enough to win, that we started the district play out anyway.
Yes.
So that's kind of what the inter-district play happens and goes with. But obviously a very good football team, athletic on both sides of the ball. I like the young man at quarterback, but if you flip it over to free safety and watch him play, he will run the alley. When I say run the alley, he does it in a heartbeat. He comes downhill hard, and he will make plays for you. So their record's a little deceiving. I told people when they got moved into our district, somebody thought, that with Middlesboro moving out and Washington moving in, it would be just kind of a lateral move. It's not. This team has played DeSales. They played Cal all those years. They could care less about Somerset, Danville, or LCA. They've seen some really good teams, so this is old hat to them.
Yes, sir. And you talk about the Churchill kid. How do you go about trying to contain him? Would you put some kind of spy on him, or are you just looking to play good, solid defense, contain, stay in your lanes, and get 11 hats to the ball?
You'll probably hear me yell a lot on Friday night. It's called inside and in front. We tell our kids fundamentally to keep everything on your inside shoulder and stay in front of the ball carrier. And that's easier said than done, but if we can keep him where we're fundamentally sound and squeezing him to the side we want him to go, we can make sure that our hips are low, that we don't over-pursue, which happened to us on Friday night a little bit and caused some gaps in our defense, a lot of cutbacks. But you got to be solid, and we're simply going to play defense, get back to our fundamentals. But again, inside and in front, if we can do that with this young man, which is easier said than done, hopefully we'll have some success.
Yes, sir. Coming out of the LCA game, you appeared to have a lot of bangs and bruises and this and that. How's the health look right now?
It doesn't look very good. We've had a rough week. There's been a virus that's went through our team. I think Tuesday we had 37 kids. 4 were no contact kids. 3 were kickers out of 52 or 53 that we have on the roster.
Wow.
Both, I think, with the exception of Thursday, our prep days, Tuesday and Wednesday, we had at least 12 plus that were out with virus or sick. It's went all the way through our team. Our practice has been good. I wouldn't call it exactly what you'd want to do after coming off a loss to LCA, a deflating loss to LCA. But our kids came in and acquitted themselves well, but the sickness has run through us. On top of that, we've got Connor Speaks with his shoulder that may not play this Friday night. We've got Tate Madden with post-concussion, may not play this Friday night. Drew Johnson has a knee. He is day-to-day, and it'll be a game-time decision. And I'm sure Hale Todd, his shoulder was hurt as well, so he was day-to-day. Mikey Garland's shoulder's been bothering him. He is day-to-day. So as you can see, we've had a lot of moving parts in our offense and defense this week, and our kids have acquitted themselves well. And when you coach, you expect this, especially the schedule we play. We need them to get healthy. We also need the other kids to step up and that next man up mentality.
Yes, sir. You know, the Briar Jumpers wrap up district play tonight in the last regular season game at home. It's also senior night, and I know this has been a special group to you and all the Briar Jumper Nation. You know, this bunch is 32-14 so far as a group. Won the region championship last year. And I won't ask you to single out any players or anything like that, Coach, but can you give us one good memory or one memory with this bunch?
To be quite honest with you, it probably happened on Thursday when I called all 24 of the seniors up to the bleachers, and we kind of sat and talked for a few minutes about senior night, not let the emotion get the best of you. Talking to those kids about what they mean to this program, what they meant to me individually and this coaching staff, to this school. And everybody says about their schools, they love their school. See, I'm not an original Briar Jumper. I wasn't born and bred in the Briar Patch, so this is something new to me. But there is absolutely something special about these young men and the community and the time and the effort that's put into it. When you see, and you know, we have a lot of critical fans. We have a lot of people that live and die with Briar Jumper football, and it's no more than they love it that much. And when our kids are able to feel that and our community feels that, it's a great feeling. But sitting up there talking to those young men, let them know this is a lifetime commitment between us, this coaching staff, and them, that it doesn't end. That just because this is senior night, this is not the end of the season. Right. It's certainly not, no matter what happens, whether we play until December the 1st, the first week in December, or if it ends in 2 weeks, that this is a lifetime commitment. So the most special thing is probably talking to those kids about what the last 4 years have been and what the relationship will be the rest of our lives.
It is a special night. You know, I've had the privilege of being able to coach, you know, several senior nights and senior games, and it is a special night. Welcome everybody to come on out to the game Friday night. Weather is going to cooperate, I believe. I think the rain's going to hold off until hopefully later on. Don't move in too quick. But come out to the Briar Patch Friday night, 7:30. The Washington County Commanders come in, and the Briar Jumpers look to wrap up district play. Coach, thanks and good luck.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate you.
Tonight's fashion report is brought to you by Trader Jack's. Get game day ready at Trader Jack's in Grand Central Place. Open 7 days a week. And locally owned and operated means you will get personal and friendly service so that you can put that perfect outfit together and accessorize to make you look fabulous. Check out all the new fall fashions that are arriving daily at Trader Jack's. Looking out on the field, Somerset tonight is going to be donned in their all-purple outfit or a purple uniform with purple pants, purple shirt, white striping with white numerals and the traditional gold helmet. On the other side of the field, Washington County comes out tonight in a red pant with a white stripe, a white uniform with looks to be red letters. It's hard to see from this side of the field, and a blue helmet with a white stripe down the middle. Tonight's fashion report brought to you by Trader Jack's. The keys tonight to the game are sponsored by Century 21 Advantage Realty Key Associates Realtor Kathy Sears. When you are in the market to buy or sell a home, be sure to call Kathy at 606-875-2120. Chris, if you're scheming tonight and you're Washington County, what are you going to do to be able to try to pull out the W tonight?
Well, the game plan changes drastically for Washington County tonight, Robert, in my opinion. I said still have not seen or found starting quarterback Jatavian Churchill. With him on the field, it's a different ball game. With him off the field, I just don't know that the Washington County team can score enough points. So my key to the game is just going to be able to try to slow this Briar Jumper offense down and keep this thing from turning into a running clock.
It's possible that you probably couldn't have caught Somerset at a worse time because they'll be fired up for a win. So if you're Somerset, what are the keys to the game for the night?
Well, and again, we talked about the first rain game of the year really for them, and it's going to be ball security, Robert, in my opinion. I think they've got enough weapons on offense. They've got a good enough defense to shut this Washington County team down. They just don't want to give Washington County a short field with some turnovers that could actually put them in bad spots tonight. And then, again, we have a lot of banged up and injured players and to come out of this game without any more injuries than we already have.
Absolutely. Again, the keys of the game brought to you by Century 21 Advantage Key Associates, Realtor Kathy Sears. We are now 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the game. Be sure to watch the Buffalo Wings and Rings Video Game of the Week on Lake Cumberland Sports and on the Lake Cumberland Sports Facebook page. Tonight's Video Game of the Week is the Southwestern Pulaski County game. And also remember to visit Buffalo Wings and Rings. Wings created your way, always fresh and never frozen hamburgers. And tonight on our menu up here was a chicken lasagna that I've never had before in my life, and I have to admit that was pretty good.
It really was, and I know Sandy Elnor usually provides the food for the boys and brings it up here to us, and there was an awful tasty chocolate peanut butter pie tonight too.
I had a hard time choking that one down. Like I said, I'm fat and I like pie, so I couldn't turn it away. We are now about a minute and a half left to go before the opening kickoff tonight. I expect that that light rain is going to cause an issue, and we talked about that in the keys of the game. It's the first time that they've actually faced any kind of wet weather the entire season. I was listening to the radio the other day, and I heard one of the quarterbacks, I think from the University of Kentucky, or maybe it was a pro quarterback, that said it's not the rain that really causes the quarterback the issues, it's the wind. So if there's any one good thing, I look out and I see either the flag is really wet and weighed down, or there's just no wind going on out there right now.
Yeah, it's not bad. Temperature-wise, it's not bad either, Robert. So, I mean, maybe it will not play much of a factor in tonight's game, and I hope so. The teams that had made it to the middle of the field for the coin toss, the Briar Jumpers won the coin toss and elected to defer to the second half. Captains for each team for Washington County: number 12, Denzel Churchill; number 13, Ben Langford; number 11, Miguel Alcantara; number 75, Logan Callahan; and for the Briar Jumpers, we had Jace Bruner; number 39, Kel Todd; number 69, Jacob Graybill; and number 70, Jackson Prather. And the Briar Jumpers are on the way on the field.
I don't know if you caught that or not, but
yeah,
it was reminiscent of that old movie Short Circuit. That's why I kind of got my brain kind of got derailed. There was a little, I don't know what you call it, a little robot track thing that I guess had the camera for J-Wall Productions on it. But you were talking, and I kind of lost all thought.
Brought the game ball out to the referees.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
So there you go.
He walked
that must be an Army feature, because tonight the Army has the tunnel for the kids to run through. And yeah, that's a pretty cool little feature. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
So
the game clock is set at 12 minutes. The teams are out discussing the pregame preparations, and we're ready for kickoff here in just momentarily.
Excuse me. And as we get ready to go tonight, kicking game last week. Now they've done that pooch punt or pooch kick off every game so far this year, other than just a couple of few times. Lester Christian was able to exploit that a little bit. Be curious to see how we come out tonight. Daniel Richardson is able, what he's going to do. He is going to kick it off tonight. Back deep for the Commanders is number 4, Mike Ellery, and number 12, Denzel Churchill. Back deep for the Commanders, and standing here on the 30-yard line is number 10, looks like. That's Jatavian Wright, and I'd say he's going to be the one to get the ball. And just as I say that, he kicks it deep to Churchill at the 10-yard line, and he comes across the 20 looking for room. He's got a little bit of squirt all through there. Ball's reached, he's across the 40, all the way up to the 50-yard line, where number 9, Chaz Gilmore, has to make a touchdown-saving tackle. So kick it deep and get in trouble.
Yeah, and that sets them up in perfect, really, field position to start their opening drive of the game. You're at the Somerset 48-yard line. You don't want to give that too often to start any game of the season.
And just we talked about having no injuries or anybody else get hurt. Riley Emerson comes off the field holding his shoulder, so hopefully that young man is not hurt. And we talked about it in the pregame show, and Churchill is not in the backfield. Looks like that number 26 starts out Jacob Yates in the backfield, and he's going to turn around and hand it off the left side to Ellery, number 4, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. But Robert, not having Churchill at quarterback is going to be a huge difference in this team.
Yeah, we tried to find out some information before the game started to find out what happened to the young man, and hopefully it's nothing major. Hopefully he's maybe just, feeling a little under the weather and can't play.
So Yates breaks the huddle, brings the Commodores up to the line of scrimmage. He's in a shotgun formation. He's got Ellery just off to his left with 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. He takes the snap, and it's just a quarterback draw right up the middle. He's going to get hit right there by, it looks like, Jacob Graybill and a couple other jumper players as he falls across for another gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 3 right at the 41-yard line.
Again, a game that I would have thought that the Somerset defense would come out and play. I mean, they're playing tough, but they're just getting pushed around on that defensive line, and I would maybe hope that that's just a focus. But again, I'm looking at the numbers that are playing out there, and I'm not sure that maybe they're not trying to cycle some other people in and trying to see what they've got to finish out the rest of the season.
So Yates takes the snap. He's going to try and hand it off to Ellery off the left side. He has some room, but he comes up and takes a big hit right at the 41 as a flag flies. So I don't know if we're going to have holding out there on the edge against the Commodores. And, yes, there's the signal, and it is holding. So we'll have to see if Coach Lucas wants to take him back, which I think he will, or to decline it and make it 4th down.
Yeah, there was somebody that was quick into the backfield. I'm not sure exactly who it was. I was trying to get a number, but had they wrapped that one up, that would have been a really big loss. But, again, it goes back to that same thing that we saw last year. One, the defensive line's already kind of getting manipulated a little bit and missed tackles.
Yeah. So the holding penalty does bring the ball back to midfield just across the 50-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for the Commodores. So penalty puts them in bad shape behind the chains right now. And Yates is going to break the huddle and bring him up. Same formation, 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. He takes a snap, hands it off around the left side to Darius Walker, and he's only going to get across about the 45. But as soon as I say that, here comes another flag on the play. So
I think this may end up being that change in the horse collar because he was dragged down by the back of his jersey, but still no signal as of yet.
Referees talked about it. We're getting ready to have the signal from the white hats. He's walking to the middle field, and it is going to be a personal foul, horse collar tackle. Robert, you nailed it right on the head, and the Briar Jumpers had an opportunity there on the Turner Realty Group 3rd down to get the ball back, and unfortunately they're going to give him a big penalty. It's going to take it all the way down to the 31-yard line, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Commodores right there.
It's been an Achilles heel for this football team for a lot of the year, these just silly penalties that keep racking up on them.
Same formation. He turns around and he fakes. No, he hands it off to number 5. He runs up into the line, bounces back. Now he's running back around the 45, 50-yard line, and Briar Jumpers chasing him, and that just turned into a disastrous play for the Commodores. If he'd have just taken down right there for no gain, but as it stands, he's going to go all the way back to the 40-yard line, and that's going to be a loss of about 9 on the play, bring up 2nd and 19.
Yeah, I think we were kind of bailed out a little bit by the turf on that one. He made just so many extra cuts running back from the field to try to make something out of nothing and was able to, the turf monster, I guess you say, come up and bit him on the leg.
I said this team does have some athletes, and, if you give them some space, they're going to take advantage of it. Yates breaks the huddle, and he's got our Darius Walker just to the left of him. He takes the snap. He's dropped back to pass, and he's got a man in the flat. It's a little bit high and off his hands, intended for Travis Mudd in the right flat. It falls incomplete, so it'll bring up 3rd down for the Commodores.
That's one thing that I was noticing in the pregame warm-ups, that the passes were almost right on the money, but for some reason the receivers are having trouble just bringing it in. So I don't know if that's just the difference in one quarterback to another one. Could be.
This doesn't seem like to have very much arm strength either. Most of those balls have a lot of a hump on them. But this is another Turner Realty Group 3rd down with opportunity for Somerset to get a stop here and get off the field. And Yates is in the backfield by himself, empty backfield. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. He takes the snap. He's just going to run a quarterback draw up the middle, trying to gain some positive yards here, maybe try to play field position, make the Briar Jumpers go the length of the field, and they are. They're going to send the punt unit on. So Briar Jumpers get a stop, Robert.
We needed it. We gave them great field position to start the game, and then we gave them another penalty to keep the drive alive. But kudos to the defense for rising to the occasion and getting that stop that we need going into right now at the middle point of the first quarter.
Looks like Kay Grundy is back deep to receive this punt. He's standing at his own 10-yard line. Man comes in motion, rugby-style kick, and the ball is going to get up, and it's going to hit right at the 10-yard line, and it's going to 15-yard line, and it's going to stop. So that was number 32, Will Pettis, and he, old rugby-style kick, gets out of there and is going to put the Briar Jumpers deep in their own territory as they start their first possession of the night.
It's Truck Month at Alton Blakely Ford, and that means incredible prices on America's #1 selling truck for the past 42 years in a row. Our 2019 F-150 Super Crew STX 4x4 is as low as $33,995, or choose available 0% for 72 months on nearly F-150 in stock.
So Kaya breaks the huddle. He's got Jace Bruner in the backfield with him in a pistol formation, stand behind him. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. It's Gilmore down here by himself. Takes the snap, he makes a fake, and he's looking for Grundy, but he's double covered. He pulls it back down, and he finds Guthrie. Yep, finds Guthrie wide open in the right flat over there, and the young man took his eyes off of it a little bit and dropped it, so the ball falls incomplete.
Got a little too excited that he had that much open field in front of him. Sometimes those easy passing catches are the hardest ones to make.
Yeah, Kaya was looking for Cade right off the bat, but Washington County had him double covered, and I don't know if it was a blown coverage or, this Carlton leaked out of the backfield, but he had plenty of room. If he caught it, he might still be running.
I think so.
So 2nd and 10, Kaya's got Cam Austin in the backfield. He turned around and hands it off to Cam on a little read option around the left side, and there's just not a whole lot of room there. Cam is going to gain maybe 2 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and a long 8.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night if he continues to run in the holes that really aren't there, trying to string everything to the outside. Again, last week, whenever he had the ball in his hands and was running very confidently in the second half, he was trying to run between tackles versus trying to break everything to the outside. And that's just something that the young man's going to have to be patient and learn.
So 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Kaya's got Jace Bruner in a shotgun formation off the right of him. He takes the snap. He drops back. He's looking for Gilmore on a little comeback route. He has him across the 25, about the 32-yard line, and completes it. And that's going to be the first L&N Federal Credit Union first down for the Briar Jumpers tonight as they continue the drive.
Yep, that was a great little pass and catch. And all you needed was to get to the first down marker, and they got the first down marker and a few more. That gives a little bit of confidence for the passer going forward and some of the receivers as well.
So the ball spotted at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 with 7:37 to go in the first quarter in a scoreless game. Kai comes out in a pistol formation. He's got Cam Austin behind him, turns around, hands it off to the right side, trying to get through the 6-hole in between, right off the right tackle. And again, there's just not a whole lot of room there. It's going to pick up about 2 on the play, bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, the one thing, and I'm not trying to be critical of the young man as he runs, the one thing that Alex Miller brought to the table is when he hit a hole, he hit it full speed. And there's just a little bit of a pause on Cam's run whenever he gets the ball and tries to find the right hole. Sometimes I just wish he would just go with it full force because he's a load to take down as well.
Same formation, pistol formation, tight end to the right, split receivers. Cam Austin in the backfield. Kai's going to look to throw, and he's got Kay Grundy out there on a little stop route. He makes a completion, turns it upfield, across the 50 down to the 40, where he's going to be drugged down. And that's another L&N Federal Credit Union first down for the Briar Jumpers, and a big chunk play that we like to have. And Kaya just put it right on his numbers, and Kaya turned around and took it upfield.
Yeah, there's not too many people in the state that's going to be able to close in on him and make something happen. And the young man playing safety out there, well, actually he's out there lined up his corner on the opposite side of the field where Kay Grundy's lined up at, came over and make the play. So they apparently that Washington County team's got plenty of speed to burn.
Shotgun formation, running backs to the right and left. Going to turn around a little counter play to Jace Bruner off the right side. He went to make a cut and kind of lost his footing and went down right there. So, again, another running play on first down is going to pick up very short yardage, if maybe no gain as they place the ball down. So, no gain on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I thought he got at least a yard or 2 off of that play, but he took a big hit right there too, and that's one of those that Jace Bruner usually delivers and not takes.
Pistol formation again. Cam Austin behind Kai in the pistol formation when Jace Bruner's going to try and hand it off to Cam off the left side. He's looking for a lane, makes a little cut back to the right side. Has a good run there. It's going to pick up about 12 or 15 on the play, take it all the way down to the 25-yard line, and that's another L&N Federal Credit Union first down.
And it just goes to show you how strong the young man is. Once he finally hits the hole and takes it full speed, he's hard to bring down because the center of gravity is so low. Tough runner, and that's the kind of yardage you want to pick up.
Mikey Garland checks into the game for Jace Bruner in the backfield, so now you have Mikey and Cam Austin on either side of Kai as he comes to the line of scrimmage. Kane Grundy split left, Gilmore to the right. Kai's going to turn around and hand it off to Cam again, and this time he's met in the backfield, and it's going to be another no-gain play. So offensive line, other than one running play, not open up a whole lot of lanes for him.
Yeah, not open up a lot of lanes, and I think I can't tell. I'm trying to watch the young man run whenever he gets the ball in his hands, and I don't know if it's a decision-making or if the hole is just closing on him. I can't figure that one out. So I'm trying to keep a little more watchful eye on the young man so I can report that one a little bit better for the next play.
A little bit of choppy steps. I don't know if he's indecisive like you said or what, but Kaya takes the snap. He drops back to pass. He's got Gilmore on a slant, and he's hit right as the ball gets there. Good defense, no pass interference, but the pass is a little bit high. It's going to fall incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Briar Jumpers.
Yeah, don't want to be in too many 3rd and 10 situations because the playbook, pretty much dictates that you passing this down. It's a good thing to have a Kai Sharon on the field of play for you, but you don't want to find yourself in positions that you've got to pass versus being able to run the football as well.
So 2 receivers left, Guthrie and Grundy to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Guys in the backfield has Bruner, takes the snap. He's looking down the field. He's got some room. He's going to scramble up the middle looking for some yardage. They close down on him pretty quick. The ball flying around there but does not come out. He's going to get across the 25 down to about the 23, but well shy of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and 7.
4th and 7 is not really hard to manage too many plays that you got in your playbook to do it, especially when you don't have a kicker that really is field goal ready at that range. So, I was going to say they're probably going to go for it here. And it'd just be interesting to see what kind of play they draw up for this.
Pistol formation. 1 receiver right and left. Kaya looks back to throw. He's got Gilmore here and just a little stop route again. Washington County is afraid of the deep ball, and they're playing off of the receivers, giving them about a 10 or 12-yard cushion, and Gilmore just ran down to about the 13-yard line and stopped, and Kaya put it right on him, and so that's another L&N Federal Credit Union first down, and that also puts the Briar Jumpers in the Rick Barker and Godby and Realty and Auction red zone for the first time tonight.
Nice.
Kaya takes the snap, turns around, hands it off to Mikey Garland. He makes a move, tries to hurdle up over a player, and gets all the way down to about 6-yard line. And that's the one thing about Mikey. He is a little more decisive, and he's going to hit the hole whether it's there or not. And he actually did make a nice little cut, though, and took the ball down to about the 6, where it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Briar Jumpers.
That was a beautiful little cut run, and it's going to be hard to talk about it if you didn't see it, but once he got to the line of scrimmage, he just tried to leap over the entire line to try to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, he really did. So same formation, Garland behind Kaya, turn around and heads it off to Jace Bruner off the right side this time. Jace gets hit,
still on his feet.
bounces off another would-be tackler and takes it all the way in the end zone for the Briar Jumpers, and that's a Citizens National Bank touchdown for the Briar Jumpers. So with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first quarter, Briar Jumpers get on the scoreboard on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, and they lead 6-0.
That was an all-effort, all-strength run, and that's what I love about Jace Bruner. I bragged on that game in and game out because the young man, the toughness on the young man is just unquestioned.
Tommy Womble's on to attempt the extra point, snaps a little high but gets it down, and he kicks it up and through. And with Tommy, I think we have found our extra point kicker because I think he's been a little more consistent than some of the others. So, again, they add on the extra point, and the Briar Jumpers now lead 7-0.
Wait times are short at Quick Care Walk-In Clinic. They're focused on service, and they staff the clinic to reduce time spent in the weight room. Quick Care has lab and x-ray equipment right there in the clinic, which is another great time saver. The clinic is open and waiting for you from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays and 10-3 on Saturdays. Of course, no appointment is necessary. Just walk in when you need us. Quick Care behind the hospital in Med Park West. On the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, we have 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Somerset Briar Jumpers lead 7-0.
took a little bit longer than I think most expected to get on the scoreboard. Quick moving first half. Both teams run the ball a little bit. Already 3 minutes left in the first quarter. So we'll see. I don't think the rain is causing any problem, but Richardson places the ball down, and we have Mike Ellery and Denzel Churchill back deep for the Commodores or the Commanders at the 10-yard line. And Richardson puts his foot down to it. And it's a little squib kick down to about the 25, where it's picked up there and returned by the Commanders. I got Tate's Creek Commodores on my mind. But he's going to get it up to about the 27, 28-yard line, where Washington County is going to take over their second possession of the night.
One of the few times that I've seen them this game and the last, and maybe even in the Danville game, where they've started behind the 30-yard line. And, again, we've talked about that in most of these games, that they must find something in that squib kick that they really like. But you're trading field position for just about everything. And call me a purist or old-fashioned, but I'm just not a big fan of it. I like to kick it deep and see what happens.
Jacob Yates is going to break the huddle. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be a legal substitution on Washington County. So I think they had 12 men in the huddle or on the field and ran off. So it's going to back them up 5 yards as they start their possession now at the 23-yard line.
Yep, don't want to move the ball backwards, especially on a Somerset defense that seems to be pretty hungry playing right now.
So Yates calls out the snap, turns around and hands it off to number 11, Miguel Alcantara, and he wiggles through and takes the ball all the way up to the 30-yard line. And again, made a couple people miss and gets across the 30 to the 31. So picks up the penalty yardage and about 3 more back. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. Jace Bruner had him in the backfield and beat, but he just made one little cut, and Jace lost him. I mean, he quickly turned his head, and he was already 5 yards behind him.
So Alan Quintera is going to start beside Yates in a shotgun formation. Washington County has 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. He turns around. He's going to hand it back off to Alan Quintera again off the left side, and he gets hit right there this time, right at the line of scrimmage by Bruner. And Bruner doesn't let him go this time.
Yeah, Jace Bruner must have heard me complaining about him on that last play, because he made up for it on that one. I'm sure he looked over at the sideline, and I'm sure one of the coaches kind of reminded him of it, so he just made up for that one.
So a short gain is going to be about 3rd and about 6, and it's going to bring up another Turner Realty Group 3rd down with another opportunity for the Briar Jumpers to get off the field, a little 3 and out right here.
Let's hope that they can hold for a 3 and out, because, again, every time you get a 3 and out, especially with the way the defense has been pushed around, especially in the last game, that it gives them an opportunity to grow some confidence, is exactly what you need.
Yates is back to pass, and it's underthrown, and almost Mikey Garland just about got a hand on it, but just, again, not the arm strength to get that ball out there, and it's going to fall incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down for Washington County, and they're going to have to punt it away here, and Kay Grundy goes back deep. And
this is the time of game that you kind of like to see Kay Grundy break one, because there's been a few games since you've seen him actually do something great on the field with the ball in his hands on a kickoff or a punt return. So it'd be a nice time to see one right before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Will Pettis goes back to about his 20-yard line, is going to put this ball in play, and he's rugby-style kick. He kicks it off the right side, trying to kick it away from Grundy, which is a good game plan. If you're Washington County, and the ball is going to roll down to about the 36-yard line, where the Briar Jumpers are going to take over their second possession of the game. With 1 minute and 31 seconds to go, the Briar Jumpers lead 7-0 against Washington County.
Entrust Counseling is proud to offer psychiatry, counseling, case management, medication assistance, and family practice services all under one umbrella. Please call them at 676-0638 or check out their new website at entrust-healthcare.com to get services started today. You can also find them on Facebook.
So Kaya breaks the huddle, brings the Briar Jumpers to the line of scrimmage. They got 3 receivers left and 1 to the right. Bruner in the backfield with Kaya. He sends him in motion, drops back to pass, and he's immediately under pressure right up the middle. He scrambles out to his left. He's trying to make something happen. He's just going to throw it away right about the 50-yard line. He got hit right as he let that one go, Robert. He was under pressure as soon as he got the ball.
Yeah. I'm trying to look out on the field. I do see Drew Johnson out there playing. we talked about that before the game started. I wondered if that could be a little bit of an issue, especially with the Simmons kid still out, because I don't see 60 out there on the field, and I haven't seen him as of yet, unless I'm Corey Gotze. If you're listening to me, go ahead and correct me, because you may be out here in the crowd. You tried to get me last week, but those are the kind of things that we got to have out here on the field, some consistency on that line to keep to give the chance for a quarterback to make some plays.
Kaya takes a snap. He's just going to throw a little screen out here to Kay Grundy along the left side. He's going to get across the 40 to the 44 before he steps out of bounds. So trying to get the ball out of Kaya's hands a little bit quicker that time and not have to worry about the rush. And they're going to pick up about 8 or 9. They spot the ball right at the 45, so it's going to end up being 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 here for the Briar Jumpers.
Yeah, 3rd and 1's a decent position to be in. You just don't want those 3rd and 10s very often in a football game.
I look for a little power run right here. May pick up this first down. He's got Jace Bruner in the backfield with him. 3 receivers to the right. Gilmore split wide left by himself. And Kai's just going to take it himself right up the middle. He makes a cut right there at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to pick up about 4 on the play. Ball's going to go right at midfield. And the Briar Jumpers are going to pick up another first down. L&N Federal Credit Union first down of the night. We said that a bunch tonight, Robert.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll take all the first downs any team wants to give us. We just got to get some points put on the board, because I never want to see a game get to a running clock situation, but I kind of do on this one, because we talked about that before the game. We don't want the injuries to continue to mount up. We want to kind of get this game in the books and get out of it as quickly as we can.
Same formation. Kaya takes a snap. He drops back to pass. He's got Grundy. He's at the 10. Ball, and it's there. It just falls right through his hands, just a little bit overthrown. Grundy had about 2 steps on the defender and should have been a touchdown, but it felt incomplete. And it's going to bring up 2nd down.
It was a beautiful throw and an almost beautiful catch. He had it just a little bit long. That's the one thing that I do like about the Grundy and Sharon hookup is that they've got some timing like I haven't ever seen. And Kai's got a big arm and can beat you across the field. Just Grundy needs that step, and he had it. Just couldn't reel it in.
So Grundy checks out of the game. Gilmore checks in for him. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Bruner in the backfield. Kai is going to turn around, hand it off to Jace right up the middle, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. There's 3 Washington County players, 4 that hit Jace right there as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage. And again, offensive line needs to sustain their blocks.
Yes, they do. And I don't know, I'm sure they worked on a lot of that during the practice week this week. And I don't want to, I don't want to sound like I'm harping on them, but that's just something that they've got to figure out, because it should be the strength of this football team.
Well, and for the first 7 games of the season, it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happened here the last couple of weeks. But anyway, Kai takes a snap. He rolls out to the right. He's looking for a receiver. He's getting chased pressure from the backside. He's going to try to jump over a defender right there at the 50-yard line. Number 2 for Washington County, Caleb Foster, is going to come up as the clock expires here in the first quarter, and the Briar Jumpers are going to be 4th down. They're going to have a decision here whether they punt or go for it. So at the end of the first quarter, the Briar Jumpers lead Washington County 7-0.
A big thank you to Don Franklin and Family of Dealerships for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships, where they treat you like family. Again, on the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, we just finished the first quarter. Somerset still on top 7-0. The end of that last play, I was watching the play unfold, and number 53, which is Ben Simmons' younger brother, Justin Simmons, just got whipped on the outside edge, which forced Kaya out of the pocket. And wasn't much there to pick up, and not found himself in a 4th and long situation where they're probably just going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, and they rolled Kaya out of the pocket, trying to get him away from the pressure a little bit, thinking that might do something. But Washington County did a good job and was able to come up and cover the receivers and get Kaya down. So Briar Jumpers are going to send the punt team out on the field, and Kay Grundy standing back at about his 38-yard line. And number 12 for Washington County, Denzel Churchill, goes back deep, and he's standing at about his 15. So here's a snap. Kay puts his foot to it, and it's an end-over-end low kick that hits right at about the 23. Going to get a little favorable Briar Jumper bounce all the way down to about the 16. So not the greatest to punt, but the result turns out pretty good.
At Magic Monograms has moved to 110 Creek Terrace, conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger. The place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook, search Magic Monograms and Embroidery.
And there's a flag on the play that I didn't see, but the White Hat is over here talking to the Briar Jumper coaching staff. It looks like a holding on Washington County, so I believe they're going to end up getting backed up a little bit further here, Robert, and we'll wait and see if they're going to march it off.
I still have never seen them call a signal for whatever the penalty is.
Well, he was sitting there saying holding to the, and they move it back down half the distance to the goal, so it was a holding on Washington County. Going to take it down to the about the 7-yard line, and Washington County is going to start from their own 7, first down.
Yep, not good territory for them to start in. So this is the time where you want the Somerset defense to rise, because this is a real challenge for them right here.
Yates moves some people around. Now he's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. The Briar Jumpers bring pressure off the left side, and there's just not a whole lot of room to go. So Coach Swearingen decided to dial up a little bit of pressure right there. And he is able to sneak forward and pick up about a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Well, if you're a Briar Jumper defense, you don't want to give up too many rushing yards, and that's just the way to do it. Is you're going to know that this team's – they've only tried to attempt 1 pass in this game versus looks like 8 rushing attempts. So if they're not going to be moving the football in the air, you got to be able to dial up some pressure from time to time and keep them honest.
So Yates has Mike Ellery in the backfield with him, 2 receivers to the left. It's a direct snap to Ellery off the left side. He makes a move, and he's going to get all the way up across the 15-yard line, all the way up. Looks like first down yardage, Robert, and they are going to give him a first down. So a direct snap. And Ellery takes it all the way up to the 18. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Washington County.
Again, that comes back to the offensive line on the Washington County side, just owning the defensive front for Somerset at this point.
And you look out there on the field, I see Dylan Keith kind of shaking his leg around. So, injuries continue to mount up. Score from across town here tonight. PC and Southwestern are tied 7-7 at the end of the first.
I think if you're a fan of the Southwestern team, you'll take that as almost a moral victory to take them 7-7 at the end of the first.
Yates turning around and hands it off to Darius Walker. He's going to sneak across the line of scrimmage and pick up about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
I was over here trying to send them a score back, but my fingers can't type as fast as I want them to sometimes. I'm not good at multitasking, Chris. That's not my strong suit. It's hard enough to sit over here and write stuff down and watch a game and read ads. It's just, woo.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
a lot more than we ever knew coming into this.
Yes,
year,
sir.
I'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
So Washington County comes up to the line of scrimmage, and Yates takes the snap. Briar Jumpers bring pressure again. He's going to throw it up. He's got a man out there. He pushed it. Cade was in good coverage, and he just kind of pushed him off and came back. No flag on the play, and that ball is going to fall complete to Javante Wright up at about the 45-yard line. And Cade was in good coverage.
He was in good coverage. Right there step for step on him. And I don't know. Did he outrun the coverage on that one, or did he get pushed? Because I was watching the ball sail in the air.
Well, it was one of those underthrown back shoulder type balls.
Sure.
Cade is running in coverage, has his head running with the receiver, and the receiver sees the ball, and he was able to make an adjustment and just able to come back to it. So a big first down for Washington County as they move all the way up to the 45-yard line. Yates sends a man in motion, and he comes back and resets right beside him, and he's going to try and hand it off to him this time. And who's somebody right there in the backfield for the Briar Jumpers gets him wrapped up by the ankle and will not let him go, and he's going to get lost on the play. I believe that was number 40,
and wouldn't you know it, about the time that 44 is that Gerard Smith?
Gerard Smith shot the gap, and he got a hold of his ankle and was not going to let him go. And so a loss of about 3 on the play is going to bring up 2nd and 13 for Washington County.
Yeah, I bragged on Gerard Smith enough this year that I probably shouldn't just keep continuing to brag on the kid. But when you know a kid and you know his ability and he's making plays on varsity level as a freshman, you know you got something special.
Yeah, big, strong freshman. He's going to be somebody to deal with for the next 3 years. He's already having a great freshman year, like you said. So Washington County looks to do something. There's some more pressure in the backfield, and that's Gerard Smith, I think, again back there in the backfield, shooting the gap, and he's back there as soon as they hand it off, and it's going to be brought down for another loss on the play. So 2 big plays by Gerard Smith back-to-back, and Washington County is going to be now 3rd and 14.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaching staff just loving what they see at the production out of the young man. I think we've given him – have we given him offensive player of the game or defensive player of the game earlier in the year, and he's making a strong effort to try to get that thing again.
That's right. And so Washington County comes to the line of scrimmage going the wrong way, 3rd and 15, and this is a Turner Realty Group 3rd down, opportunity for Somerset to get off the field again. Yates is going to take the snap. He's back to pass, and he's going to pull it down. He's going to try to run. He scrambles out to the left side. He's got a little bit of room and lowers his shoulder right out at about the 46-yard line, and he's run out of bounds there by Gilmore, and it's going to bring up 4th down and about 7 for Washington County, and I'm sure that they're going to send on the punt team and kick this thing away and make the Briar Jumpers try to go the length of the field again.
Yep, that's 2 weeks in a row that Kate Grundy has made a nice hit on somebody. Last week against LCA, and this time on the young man carrying the football. It was good to see him out there just getting physical and trying to keep that spot on the defensive side and make a name for himself. Kudos to the young man for making that play.
So Pettis is going to drop back deep for Washington County and try to punt this thing away. Gilmore standing back at his 20, and there's a snap. Pettis rolls out to his right. He's going to try to kick it away from Gilmore, and it's a high end-over-end kick, and Jaden just backs away from it. It's going to hit about the 15 and roll down inside the 10-yard line at about the 7. So on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, with 7 minutes and 46 seconds to go before the half, Briar Jumpers lead, but only 7-0.
Whitus Cabinets, they provide their customers with friendly service. They value your business, and it's their mission to provide reliable products and services. The courteous and professional team at Whitus Cabinet Design Center can turn your vision into reality. Visit the Whitus Cabinet Design Center on the corner of South 27 and Slate Branch Road to learn more about what they can do for you. Again, on the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, we got 7 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Somerset still leads 7-0.
3 receivers right and 1 to the left for Kai. He takes the snap, and it's just a swing pass out of the backfield to Cam Austin. He's across the 10, has a little bit of room, makes a move, and gets up across the 20-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Going to spot it at about the 21. So first down on the play for the Briar Jumpers. A little swing pass right here, and it's going to be an L&N Federal Credit Union first down for Cam Austin out of the backfield.
That's where he's the most dangerous. Once you get him sealed off and on the outside corner, he can burn you because he's got great speed and good vision. And when the hole's right in front of him and he's got it, man, he can turn on the jets and beat you.
You got to find a way to get that young man in space. I mean, I understand we have to run between the tackles and try to get a running game going, but you're exactly right. If you can get Cam out in a little bit of open space, he can make some things happen. So Kai breaks the huddle. He's got Jace Bruner and Cam Austin in the backfield. A little counter play to Jace off the right side. He's going to take it across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. He's going to pick up 5 on the play, and it's going to bring up second and a short 5 yards for the Briar Jumpers.
Yeah, I still like the fact that every time that you pick up 3 or 4 yards on a run, that it continues to run the clock and it continues to establish some offensive presence on the field. It's a little better effort. Boy, I tell you what, I'm struggling to talk tonight. A little better effort from the offensive line on that play.
Pistol formation. Cam Austin behind Kaya in the backfield. Kaya's looking to pass. First receiver, he just throws it up. I don't know if that's a great decision. That really was not. Kaya was being drugged down, and he saw Cam Austin out here in the flat, and he threw it up, and there was a huge collision right there at about the 37-yard line. 2 Washington County players are still down on the field. I think they took the brunt of the hit.
They did.
And one young man is still down, so they're going to come over and tend to him. So with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go before half on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Briar Jumpers lead 7-0, and we're in the middle of an injury timeout.
Keeping stats and the correct score is important to players, coaches, and fans. The same can be said about keeping your taxes and finances in order. For over 26 years, Randall D. Turpin CPA has been doing just that. If accounting is not your thing, then turn to the pros at Randall D. Turpin CPA and let them do it for you. Proud sponsor of the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, located on Parker's Mill Road in Somerset, Kentucky. With 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the game, Somerset still finds himself in the lead 7-0, and unfortunately we're facing a little bit of an injury timeout.
Yeah, and Washington County, like we said, we talked about them coming in tonight, and the opportunity to have some athletes all over the field. They still do, and still have not been able to find out what's going on or what happened to their starting quarterback. Jatavian Churchill has been their leader all year long. Normally if the young man is injured, and I didn't hear anything about coming out of the game last week against Danville, but he's not even in uniform. Don't see him on the sideline. So don't know what's going on there, but the young man for Washington County is sitting up now, so that is a good sign. And I think they're just trying to get the cobwebs knocked out of his head right now, because it was a huge collision right there between the two Washington County defenders as Cam tried to go get the ball. Kai just kind of threw it up.
Yeah, he kind of threw it up out there. He saw somebody make a play on the outside, and I was trying to get a number on that. I think it was maybe Chaz Gilmore.
Cam
was it Cam Austin?
Yeah.
He was able to get some separation, but he lobbed it in such a way that the defenders were able to close in and make a play, but unfortunately they just made a play on each other.
The injured player for Washington County is up, and he's walking off the field right now, so that is a great sign. That was number 11, Miguel Alcantara, who is hurt on the play. As I said, we're glad to see him walking off, and hopefully we'll see him back in the game for too long. So
as I watch him walk, he's kind of stretching his lower back, so I'm sure that hit just kind of bent him backwards a little awkward. Those never feel good. My son's dealt with that, and that injury nagged him on to the next season. So if you're listening to me, go see Henderson Chiropractic.
There you go. So after the incompletion, it brings up 3rd and 5 for the Briar Jumpers, and Cade has Jace Bruner in the backfield with him. He sends Cam Austin in motion from right to left. He drops back to pass. He's looking down the field. He's nobody there. He's going to throw a little back shoulder fade himself to Jace Bruner, and Jace makes a good adjustment there on the ball, and it's going to be a completion there across the 35 to the 36, and that's going to be another L&N Federal Credit Union first down for the Briar Jumpers.
That was an all-effort play. He way outran the actual throw. He was probably a good 2 yards behind him. He was able to stop, turn around, reach out and make the grab and fall backwards for an extra couple yards, and that's just that size and physicality of the young man being able to do that.
Guy pistol formation. He's got Cam Austin behind him. Going to try and hand it off to Cam. And Cam hits the hole hard this time. There was no hesitation there, and he just shoots right across. And that's the type of run that we need on first down. It's going to pick up about 6 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, that's the exact what I was kind of hammering on earlier in the game, that once he finds the hole with a full head of steam, he's going to be a hard man to bring down, and that was that thing that Alex Miller always brought to the table.
Well, they'd been trying to run off the right side for most of the night, and this time they actually ran off the left side, and there was a big hole. So Gilmore has to check out of the game. Something going on there with his hand, or officials holding his hand. So
yeah, and I saw Matt Shadowan sneak out onto the field. It'd be nice to get that young man, get the ball in his hands.
He splits out wide left. Got 3 receivers to the right. Guy just turns around and hands it out, or throws it out here to Cam on another little swing pass to get Cam out of the backfield, and he's going to be up close near first down yardage, but it's going to be about a yard short where they place it down, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 right across the 45 to the 46. So with 5 minutes in the clock running, Briar Jumpers looking to try to put some more points on the board here in the first half.
It'd be nice to put some points on the board. It's a much lower scoring game from either side of the football that I would have expected. I kind of maybe expected the halftime score to be closer to a 21-7, 28-7 type football game.
Kai's going to take the snap, just a quarterback draw off the left side. He's going to get across midfield down to about the 49, where he's going to pick up first down yardage. And it's going to be another L&N Federal Credit Union first down for the Briar Jumpers into Washington County territory.
That's my one favorite part of Kai Sharon's game is he can beat you with his hands and he can beat you with his feet. And I wish there were more design run plays for the young man just to be able to keep the defensive honest and back on their heels a little bit.
So 1st and 10 for the Briar Jumpers in Washington County territory. Kai is going to send 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Gilmore split wide right. Bruner in the backfield with Kai. He takes a snap. Kai drops back to pass. He's looking. He throws the ball up. He's got Guthrie open at the 20, and he's going to hit him there, and he's going to be drugged down right at the 10-yard line. So big play from Kai Sharon to Carson Guthrie for 39 yards, and that's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Briar Jumpers, another L&N Federal Credit Union first down, and that's going to put the Briar Jumpers in the Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction red zone for the 2nd time tonight.
Yep, beautiful pass play, and harken back to the kid when he missed the pass play earlier in the game that he was so wide open on and hit that one in stride. Again, must be that the easier pass plays are just tougher for him to make because he makes some great catches all year long.
So just outside the 10-yard line, so the Briar Jumpers can pick up a first down. Kai has got Cam Austin in the backfield. He's going to turn around and hand it off him on a stretch play off the right side, and he's going to go in untouched into the end zone, and that's going to be a Citizens National Bank touchdown for the Briar Jumpers, and they are going to extend their lead with 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go on the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, 13-0. Pending the extra point.
Yep, that was a beautiful run. Found the hole, hit it, never stutter step. Made up his mind where he was going to go, and you could tell that he was just dedicated to that run all the way.
Well, Tommy Wombles is on to add the extra point. Snap is down, and it was a little bit off, and it's going to float up into the end zone, not going to get across the upright. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I just bragged on the young man down on this end, and then he kicks this one straight up in the air and straight down into the end zone. So extra point is no good, and the Briar Jumpers lead 13-0.
We know life can be hectic. That's why Somerset Community College offers flexible online programs in addition to traditional in-class learning. Our small class sizes mean personal attention. With over 40 programs to study, you're sure to find one that fits. Remember, you've got this. Get started today by applying at somerset.kctcs.edu. Come experience SCC, real people, real success. On the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard with 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go before half, Somerset is up 13-0.
Daniel Richardson comes on the field and is going to put the ball down at the 40-yard line and kick it deep back to Washington County as number 4, Mike Ellery, and number 12, Denzel Churchill, will go back to about the 15-yard line awaiting the kick from Richardson. Here's the whistle, and Richardson approaches the ball. It's going to be a squib kick down again to about the 30-yard line where number 2 is going to pick it up, and he tries to run east and west, and he's going to be drugged down right there at the 30. That was Caleb Foster who picked it up, and it looked like he was brought down there on the play by Guy Bailey. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Washington County at their own 31.
Yeah, I'd like to see Somerset's defense hold them just out of a pride factor at this point to keep 0 points on the board for Washington County at this point.
So, Robert, I'm telling you, I'm a little surprised by the score from across the street over here. It's PC and Southwestern 7-7, but I know it's a pride thing, and I know Southwestern wasn't going to go quietly, but I thought that PC was going to put some points up.
I did too, and that Southwestern team's got a pretty good defense. We got to watch them against Danville in the scrimmage at the beginning of the season. You could tell defensively they got it figured out.
And just as we see here talked about it, Washington County splits around the right side. And he was hit in the backfield again, but he's going to squirt all the way across midfield down to the 40 before he's drugged down all the way into Somerset territory at the 32-yard line. So I'm talking about football across town, and Washington County is trying to make a game here.
Yeah, I think that if I did the math right, that was about a 30-yard gain. You just can't give it up. You know, you're facing 1st and 10, 3 minutes to go. I just talked about playing for pride and keeping points off the board, and I just hate to be a jinx sometimes.
Well, the Briar Jumpers had pressure. I mean, they got in the backfield, and it looked like that they had him contained. And like I said, just missed one tackle, and then he was able to squirt free and get around the right side and get down the sideline. So 1st and 10 here for Washington County at the 32-yard line. And Yates is going to call the signals, and it looks like that Washington County is going to call a timeout here. So the first time tonight we're going to have a Toyota of Somerset timeout here with 2:47 to go before the half, and Washington County threatened to put some points on the board. They trail Somerset 13-0.
Toyota Somerset is a proud member of this community since 1988, and they are a proud sponsor of local high school sports. Toyota Somerset is a multiple winner of the Toyota President's Award as well as the Dealer Rater Award. Whether you're looking for one of their 18 different new vehicles or a certified pre-owned vehicle or a top quality used vehicle, Toyota Somerset will help you own a vehicle for less. They accept every credit application, and their lending sources have millions of dollars to lend. They're located at Stoplight 23 or online at toyotasomerset.com. They are all open late until the last customer is served. That's Toyota Somerset, where they are all about you. With 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go on the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, it's Somerset 13, Washington County 0, but Washington County threatening at this point.
As you look down here in the stands, Robert, the rain has kept a lot of the Somerset fans away tonight, but there's still a good crowd on hand. Washington County, we talked about, there was nobody over there about 10 minutes before the game, but there's a few that have showed up. So Washington County looking to do something, and Yates hollers out the signals, and he gets his own wide receiver out here to jump. Number 2, that's Caleb Foster, trying to get a head start on the Briar Jumper defense, and he's going to jump offside, so it's going to be motion on Washington County. He's going to back him up 5 yards. Now it's going to be 1st and 15 from the 37-yard line.
You'll take any help that you can get at this point, especially anything that backs them up, gets them out of range for scoring, or even, we saw at the Hazard game, you had a kid that could kick it almost 50 yards. So I don't know what Washington County's got, but if they do, you don't want to see that guy walk out on the field.
Yates is going to try and hand it off to Darius Walker, and again, a couple of Briar Jumpers hanging on to him in the backfield, but he's going to squirt through and pick up a couple of yards on the play. Could have been easily brought down for no gain on the play, but he is going to pick up about 2, and the ball is going to be spot right at the 35. 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13 for the Commanders.
Yeah, outside of I counted 2 big plays for 20-plus yards. Washington County hasn't been able to do much on the offensive side of the ball, but, at this point they find themselves threatening.
So shotgun formation for Yates. He's going to fake it to Mike Ellery, and he's going to keep it himself off the left side. So a little quarterback keeper is not going to get much. Going to pick up maybe 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for the Briar Jumpers. So another Turner Realty Group 3rd down opportunity for Somerset to get off the field here. But I would say this is probably 4 down territory for Washington County.
I'd say you're probably right, and I keep expecting them to call another timeout here to regroup to get the right play called, but they're content with running out the time on the clock, it seems.
Well, I'd say if Somerset gets a stop right here, you'll see them call a timeout. But Yates in the shotgun formation, he calls out the signals, takes the snap, he's back looking to pass. He's going to throw it up. He's got a man out there, but Gilmore, and they're going to get interference. Gilmore just kind of ran over in front of him, put an arm bar on him, and not going to allow that to happen. And we're going to have pass interference on the Briar Jumpers, which is going to give Washington County 1st down here, and they're going to move inside the 20-yard line.
Yep, 15 extra yards, and you hate to see that on a 3rd down play. Somerset's been guilty of that a lot this year, where it seems like pass coverage gets a little bit confused and somebody's having to make a closing play. And Washington County has the athletes to get out in the open field and make some offense happen. So.
Well, Gilmore was there, Robert. I mean, he was in coverage, and he saw the ball. Instead of going over and playing the ball, he went over and played the man. He just put an arm bar on him and stopped him from running, and the referees, both the 2 of them, the side judge and the back judge, both threw their flags. So Gilmore just has to do a better job playing the ball. And it is going to put Washington County in the red zone here at about the 17-yard line. Yates looking to put some points on the board. He's going to fake it off, and he is hit. He's going to hand it off. I thought he faked it.
I did
too. He's going to turn around and hand it off to Mike Ellery, and he's going to be brought down for no short gain on the play. Maybe 1 they're going to give him here. So 2nd and a long 9 with just under a minute to go before the half, and the Briar Jumpers leading 13-0. Washington County trying to put some points on the board here and make this game close.
Yeah, and again, I said it a minute ago, you're creeping under a minute to go in the game, and you're slow getting a play called, and I know you want to get as much time off the clock as possible, but you've got control of the clock already. Maybe I'm just probably why I'm not a coach.
Yates takes the snap. He rolls out. He's looking to pass. He throws off his left side.
Oh, my
goodness.
What
as soon
was
as he
that
does,
flag for?
Cale Todd breaks him up, and he's going to fall incomplete. And just as that happens, there's a flag that comes flying in from the far sideline over there, and I'm not exactly sure what we've got here.
I'm not sure either, and I can't tell. They're not signaling anything.
I don't think it was on Cale on the hit. It was something else over on that sideline, I believe. But we're going to wait here. So we have holding against Washington County and a legal man downfield against Washington County. So I think that was supposed to have been a running play, and Yates decided he was under some pressure and just wanted to throw it. So we're going to have 2 penalties here. We're going to have ineligible downfield and holding, and so that's going to mark off 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So that's a big penalty for Washington County, who was threatening inside the red zone, and now that's going to bring them all the way back to the Briar Jumper 31-yard line now, where it's going to be second and about 25.
Yeah, and I was trying to watch the kicker before the game to see what kind of distance and leg he's got, and I don't recall him kicking too many through the uprights, so just more just for distance on kickoff. So
yeah, I don't think he has this kind of leg.
Yeah, probably not.
Not like the Hazard kicker that we saw,
my
or
gosh.
the Lexington Christian kicker that we saw last week.
Those were impressive kicks. I give them both teams credit on that one.
So Yates takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's under pressure. He gets hit. I think that was Gerard Smith again in the backfield. Gerard and Jacob Graybill were back there in a hurry, and they hit Mr. Yates as he was trying to let go of the ball, and it falls harmlessly incomplete and stops the clock with 26 seconds to go, and it's going to bring up another long third down for Washington County, another Turner Realty Group third down. Somerset has the opportunity to get off the field here and hold Washington County scoreless in the first half.
Yeah, Jacob Yates came up giving a little bit of motion in that shoulder. He took a pretty good lick on that one.
Gerard Smith is played like a beast here in the second quarter when he's come in. And I don't know who he took the place of, but he's in there again. He's bull rushing. Yates is under pressure again. Graybill's got him wrapped up. He's not going to get him for a sack. He's going to get across the 30-yard line and still going. I need to blow the whistle, but he's going to gain about 3 on the play. But, again, Graybill and Smith are in the backfield to flush Yates out. And the clock's going to run down to 4. I think both teams are content. No. Here's Washington County is going to call a timeout.
With about 1 second left to go. That's kind of what I figured, to give it that one shot into the end zone, see if they could come up with anything.
Yeah, so they are going to put 1 second back on the clock here, as Washington County is going to have another opportunity here and on the Toyota of Somerset timeout opportunity just before half.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, a proud sponsor of local high school sports. Whether you are selling a family real estate, private or commercial real estate, equipment for personal property, they've got you covered. Ford Brothers Auctioneers is recognized statewide and nationally as one of the leaders in the auction industry. Whether it's live on-site, online, or a combination of both, you can count on Ford Brothers Auctioneers to deliver top-quality organization, advice, and results for you. Visit them online at FordBrothersInc.com. Ford Brothers Auctioneers, selling the country since 1965. On the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, with 1 second left to go in the half, it's Somerset 13, Washington County 0.
I expect Somerset to come out and put about 5 guys back on the goal line here and just look to knock it down or intercept it, but do not tip it up in the air and give Washington County a chance to come down with a tip drill here.
No.
With a Hail Mary, just a prayer in the backfield or to the end zone.
Last week in that Meese Williamsburg game, we had they scored on us one time in the game, and it was on one of those tips, just perfect time tip right into the end zone. We had it covered. It was beautiful, but it was just not to be that day.
Just a 2 deep coverage here by Somerset. Yates drops back. He's under pressure by Dylan Keith. He's looking to throw it up. He throws it to the middle of the field, and it's up, and he is just –
Did he catch it?
I think he did come down with it. Mikey Garland just laid the wood to him right there at about the 10-yard line. Young man for Washington County, Javante Wright, went up high to get it. Mikey Garland came back and hit him, and the first thing to hit the ground with his head. So I'm glad that young man got up there and he's not hurt. But with the stop right there at halftime, the Briar Jumpers lead Washington County 13-0. As we'll try to get you an update from across town here. The last one we had was Pulaski County and Southwestern were tied 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. And here we have the Briar Jumpers leading 13-0 as we get ready to go to halftime here on senior night at the Briar Patch.
For over 55 years, Godby Realty and Auction has been serving the real estate and auction needs in Lake Cumberland area. And during that half century, Godby Realty and Auction has always been a proud supporter of our students and athletes. Godby Realty and Auction provides top-notch realtor service when you are looking to list your property or when needing realtor assistance in finding a new home or farm. They have successfully been bringing home sellers and buyers together for over 5 decades. Their Big Blue Auction team offers the area's top-notch auctioneers and ringmen to secure your top dollar market for your residential, commercial, farm, or personal property. Rick Barker, Godby Realty and Auctions, names you know, names you can trust. To see all their listings and auctions, go to godbyrealty.com. 13-0 at the half. I wanted to see them hold them scoreless, and I got that, but it looked like a couple times they were going to really threaten towards the end zone. you'll take a 13-0 game at half. They could be, and I hate to sound hypercritical, and it could be the weather, it could be a lot of factors, but they also could be emotionally spent from last week's game.
Yeah, it really, a lot of things. I expected this to be a little higher scoring affair for the Briar Jumpers. I expected Washington County to come in here with Jatavian Churchill to come in for Washington County and maybe turn this into a shootout. But the Briar Jumpers are getting exactly what they need to do. They 13-0 hold Washington County scoreless, looking to get out of here with a win and go 2-1 in district play. And, would love to see Danville knock off LCA tonight up at Lexington. But if they don't, the Briar Jumpers will take the second seed into district play and will either take on this same Washington County team or Danville, depending on how the tiebreaker falls out.
I did like watching that Danville team play. The score wasn't real indicative of how the game went. It was 42-14 early in the fourth quarter, and Danville put a couple scores on the board to finish out the game, but they played so well, and I'd like to see them go up there and get the upset as well. The tiebreaker still goes to LCA, right? Because the head-to-head matchup. Would that be correct?
I believe that you are right. So, I think right now these Briar Jumpers will end up being the 2 seed if they take care of business tonight, and they will potentially take on the Admirals again here at home in a couple of weeks with the opportunity to put them out early on and then set up that rematch that everybody is kind of hoping and looking for. Unfortunately, it will be back up at Lexington Christian the second week of the playoffs and have an opportunity to move on from there.
Kind of like to give a little quick shout out. Gerard Smith's grandmother, Rosemary, is listening to us tonight. Just sent us a message talking about how good of a job we're doing. So it's always good to get a little feedback in the middle of a game from somebody who's out there listening to us. That's always a plus, right?
Yes, that is. And I think we have some members of our U.S. military here tonight that are going to put on a little demonstration here. I know before the game they had a little robot that brought out the game ball, and I think they're going to try to do a little something here tonight. So it's good to have our military here, and we're very thankful for their service and what they do for our country.
Absolutely, and I show you how much of a kid I am at heart. I want the robot to come back out one more time.
Well, it's out here in the end zone, so I think you're going to get your wish, Robert. I think they've put something out here at midfield right there on the S, and he is going to go out here. And I don't know if they use this robot for maybe some bomb type of stuff, activities to go out and look at the scene and what's happening, but I think there's a camera on there, and they're going to run out here and pick this up at midfield. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to be hard-pressed to be able to make a read and watch this at the same time. I tell you, I'm a nerd for this kind of thing. I love it. Since 1920, Citizens National Bank has been located on the Fountain Square in downtown Somerset, and this has been their home for nearly 100 years. Lots of their customers live and work here. Over half the bank's team, 72 employees to be exact, work downtown. And now more than ever, Citizens National Bank is excited to be part of the downtown community. They love downtown Somerset and are here to stay. Citizens National Bank, moving forward together, member FDIC. 10 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the half, plus the 3-minute grace period. Somerset again, 13-0.
An update from across town, and also at half, Southwestern and PC tied, still 7-7.
Yeah, that score shocks me. I got a buddy of mine, and of course he came up here to the game for homecoming and was able to come out here and take some pictures. He's a Southwestern guy through and through. And we had a conversation last night. Nick Hibbert, if you get to listen, giving you a big shout out. We thought together that if Southwestern was able to hold that game within 2 touchdowns, it's almost, you hate to call it a moral victory, but at this point, if Southwestern comes out and upsets them, that's huge.
That is huge. I did not see that coming. I expected a Pulaski County win. I wasn't like some that thought that it would be a runaway game. I knew that it's anytime that you have crosstown rivals that play each other, records don't matter. Sometimes, a lot of times, talent level don't matter even. It's going to be a dogfight from the very first snap. And we're here watching the robot come out here
and watching me grin from ear to ear watching the robot.
Yeah, it is going out there looking at explosive devices, and they have a bomb technician that is going to come out now. So pretty cool getting to see this firsthand. For those of you listening on radio, I know you can't see this, but they're giving a little exhibition of a bomb technician and going out and roadside explosive of how our military are able to stay safe when something like this happens.
Yeah, it's an impressive feat to see, and kudos and a huge thank you from myself and Chris as well for all the men and women who are serving in active duty, and even those that are retired duty. Thank you for your service. We can't. I have a really soft heart for all men and women who serve in the services and keep us safe from harm and keep us safe from everything that you can think of, and the training that they go through for the things that they do for us. I mean, it's fantastic to watch this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have family members that are currently active in the military right now. My little brother served in the Marines and was one of the first in ground when we went over there and took care of the offensive over there. And my father-in-law was military. I've got numerous family members, cousins that have been in the military, and we live in the greatest country in the world. And I'll not get into politics on a radio show here talking about football, but yeah. I still do believe we live in the greatest country in the world. I don't care what's going on out there right now.
I say the same thing, and give another shout out to Jacob and Gerard Smith's dad, who's an active military member as well. It was good to see him come in and catch the last home game here. I got to see the dad. I was trying to get in touch with their mom, Susan, before they left the game, and I caught her out of the corner of my eye, and I was a little bit late. But, Mr. Smith, thank you for everything that you do.
Yes.
In real estate, working with the right people matters. Barry Turner, broker and co-owner at Turner Realty Group, knows the ropes. Over the years, Turner Realty Group has developed excellent relationships with their clients. See for yourself on their Zillow profile with more reviews than anyone else in the Lake Cumberland region. Turner Realty Group is just off Highway 27 between lights 21 and 22. Call 679-SOLD or go online at shopsomersethomes.com. With 7:19 left to go in the half, plus the 3-minute grace period. Again, the score, Somerset 13, Washington County 0. Any big games of note in the college ranks tomorrow?
Let's talk about some college football, Robert. My Michigan Wolverines took it on the chin last week at Penn State, had an opportunity to tie the game late, just couldn't do it, but have another opportunity here to right the ship. They've got a big 3-game stretch coming up, but none bigger right now than this weekend. They take on number 8 Notre Dame at the Big House, and what could be a big upset and kind of get the ship turned in the right direction for Harbaugh and company up there. And then the Kentucky Wildcats are at home tomorrow. I believe it's supposed to be a lot more rain involved and wet. They take on Missouri Tigers, who travel in to take on the Wildcats. And then looking on down the schedule, Robert, at noon, Wisconsin is probably going to give the biggest challenge to Ohio State in this season to try to knock them off. And then there was another, LSU and Auburn in the SEC later tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. Auburn plays LSU at LSU. So a couple of big games on the schedule tomorrow in college football.
Just a quick update. I got a text here from Kevin Lloyd across the street watching the PC Southwestern game. Just a little update, not really great news, just to let everybody know that's listening to this game. That 7-7 score could be indicative of this, that the PC quarterback sustained an injury in the game. Hopefully the young man will be all right. Drew Polston, is that correct? Is that his name? Hopefully the young man will be okay and be back on the field soon.
Yeah, so first rain game of the week. I know that I think it was the Beechwood game that we had lightning that we
Russellville.
got Russellville. We had lightning, and I know PC and Southwestern both were across the interstate, and they had some delay, but I don't know about a whole lot of weather. So again, we're 8 games into the season, 9 games into the season for some teams, and have been very, very fortunate this year, not having any bad weather, cold weather, a whole lot of rain and this and that. And, it's not been a hard rain. It's just a nice, steady, light rain. I guess you can see, you look across in the lights, you see it coming down, but I don't know that it's caused a whole lot of problems tonight.
No, maybe what I was talking about was true. Maybe the quarterback was right. It's not the rain, it's the wind.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks have been able to put some air under the ball and get some completions downfield. I've been impressed with the way both teams have played, so I guess if I should be that impressed, I should do some math and get some numbers for you all. I'm slacking. I'm sorry. Give you the easy ones. Passing yardage for Washington County right now. The young man has 4 attempts for 27 yards. The 2 receivers, one number 23, Hayden Dean, and 1 reception for number 10, Javonte Wright. Hayden Green with 21 yards and Javonte Wright for 6 yards. Darius Walker, I've kind of put some rushing yards. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine attempts for rushing yards because I've got some guys mixed up here. They've thrown some curveballs at me this whole game where I'll watch one person and write it down on the other. So give me just a second, I'll get some math done for you.
So as Robert gets you some stats here tonight, the Briar Jumpers have been able to get out to a 13-0 lead. We've seen some new faces here on the defensive side of the ball, and some couple of guys coming in on the offensive side of the ball. And again, I don't know if it's trying to keep some guys fresh, to get some more opportunities for some kids here to get them ready for next week and getting ready for the state playoff starting here in a couple weeks. Washington County is coming out of the locker room, going to start getting loose here on the field. You're getting ready to start the second half. Briar Jumper's still in the locker room, Robert.
Yep, I've got him for a net attempts of 14 attempts with 64 yards and no touchdowns. On the Somerset side of the football, Kay Grundy has 2 receptions for 37 yards. Cam Austin with 2 receptions for 15 yards. Carson Guthrie, 1 reception, 1 big reception for 38 yards. Number 25, Jaden Gilmore, 2 receptions for 34 yards. And Jace Bruner with 1 reception for 8 yards. On the rushing side of the ball, I've got Kaya Sharon with 3 rushes for 14 yards. 1 rushing attempt for Mikey Garland. I'll give him the extra yardage for that leap with 8 yards. 3 rushing attempts for Jace Bruner with 8 yards and a touchdown. And for Cam Austin, I've got 18, 15, 33, 37 total yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And I'll let Chris talk for a minute while I do some math for passing for Kai Sharon.
As if you guys are listening to us here on the live broadcast with Lake Cumberland Sports and you're looking for a video feed tonight, we are not the game of the week, as the Pulaski County Maroons and Southwestern Warriors across town are having a cross-town battle tied 7-7 at halftime. If you're looking for the video of this game, it will be up usually by Sunday night or Monday. You can go back and watch the video replay of this game, and we'll look for and see when we might be the next video game of the week. We'll be on the road next week over at Corbin as the Briar Jumpers travel over to take on the Corbin Red Hounds, and then we'll start the state playoffs after that.
For Kai Sharon, I've got, I want to say unofficially because my math is maybe a little off here and there. Go to the KHSA website to get it correct. But I've got 8 for 12 for 142 yards of passing. Not a bad first half stat-wise in the air. Almost kind of balanced on the ground, but those 2 short running touchdowns, well, I say short, within 10 yards, the running touchdowns are the only 2 scores that Somerset's had on the field with that 1 missed point.
You know, that's something that I know that Coach Lucas and his coaching staff for the Somerset wants to get. You know, they want to have a rushing attack that they can balance it out and be able to open up game downfield. Right now, you know, teams are able to not really just stay back and play the pass, but with the exception of just a few runs here and there, we're not seeing those big chunk plays from the running game like we saw at the beginning of the year. And they're having to throw a little short passes to take over the running game, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with you. My kid threw me off, too. He came up here. He didn't want to say hi or anything. He just wanted money. Imagine that. I don't ever get a hi, Dad. How are you? Love you, Dad. Just money.
Hand out. Give me some money. I completely understand.
Oh, my goodness. Henderson Chiropractic committed to relieving your pain and using the true principles of chiropractic care. They're carrying helpful team strides for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need and the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic. with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left to go before the.
No, this is the 3 minutes.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because I was getting ready to say it again. With an actual 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the half, Somerset again 13, Washington County 0.
Yeah, Briar Jumpers are late arriving back onto the field here to start the second half. You know, as Robert alluded to, they have the 15-minute halftime on the clock, and then after that they have an additional 3 minutes for teams to get warmed up again. And Briar Jumpers usually are out earlier than this, but they come out with just a little over 2 minutes to go before the start of the third quarter, and trying to get out here and get warmed up and get loosened up and ready to take on the Commanders from Washington County here in the second half.
Something tells me that the halftime talk was probably a lot to do with you're getting beat up front again, boys. We got to get this fixed. There's got to be some toughness, got to have some want to. And it could be a lot to do with just you play to your opponent. You know, you hate to say that. It's not discrediting Washington County at all, but when you've emotionally spent, I should have listened a little more closely to the coaches' show to find out what kind of week they've had in practice. But with the injuries that they've had, with everything else that's going on, you'll take a 13-0 ball game, and hopefully you can just continue to keep Washington County off the board and wrap this one up for tonight.
Yeah, Coach Lucas said they didn't really have that bad of a week practice-wise, but with all the injuries that they have, they had a lot of no contact activities. They had a lot of starters sitting on the sidelines and kind of watching and not doing anything. So, you know, I've coached youth football. I've not coached high school football, and I know any time that you have starters that aren't out there and you have the backups in there, you just don't get the same kind of reps. So it is hard when you're not having your starters out there working on a game plan and you're just having to kind of talk through things. So we're about ready to start the second half here, Robert. About 50 seconds to go before the Briar Jumpers will receive the opening kickoff here in the second half.
L&N Federal Credit Union has been in business since 1954. Set up as a financial cooperative, profits are given back to individuals by way of better interest rates, lower fees, convenient services, and resource programs. L&N can offer everything necessary for someone's personal or business finances. Stop by their Somerset location in front of Kroger Marketplace on 27 or go online at lnfcu.com. Equal housing lender and member, and NCUA insured. Again, we want to remind everybody that this is the audio game of the week, but if you're wanting to watch the video game of the week, which is the Somerset PC game, which is going on live right now on Lake Cumberland Sports and on the Lake Cumberland Sports Facebook page, be sure to watch for the next home game or the next live game, and we'll announce that as soon as we get word of it. But again, tune on over to Lake Cumberland Sports and watch the game that's in progress. Buffalo Wings and Rings, wings traded your way, always fresh and never frozen hamburgers. On the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, it's 12 minutes, getting ready to kick off on the third quarter. Somerset 13, Washington County 0.
And as Will Pettis gets ready to kick it off here for Washington County, Jaden Gilmore, Guy Bailey, and I can't make out the number here. I think it's number 5. Looks like it's Ricky Gilmore going to drop back deep for the Briar Jumpers, and Pettis is going to squib it down to about the 30-yard line, and Carson Guthrie is going to go down and just fall on top of it there right at the 30-yard line, so trying to keep it away from the athletes back here in the back. The Briar Jumpers are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 31 to begin the second half.
No appointment is necessary at the Quick Care Walk-In Clinic. They're right behind the hospital just off Bogle Street in Med Park West. Right where they've been for over a decade. Quick Care has lab and x-ray equipment right there in the clinic, and they're always open late. So if you've had an accident or you aren't feeling well, just walk in the clinic and let their highly qualified professionals take care of you. Quick Care Walk-In Clinic at Med Park West, a proud sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports.
Kaya looking to pass on first down. He's going to turn around. He's going to throw it out here to Ricky Gilmore, and he's wide open. And it's going to hit Ricky right in the hands, but he's going to look upfield a little bit too early, and it's going to fall incomplete. So
that could be the first time that the weather might have – I'm going to give that one to the weather bug. How about that? There's one – I mean, it hit him right in the hands, and it fell right onto the ground.
Well, I saw Ricky's head turning around looking to see where that defender was at, so maybe a little bit of weather, maybe a little bit of – I'm going to see where I go after I catch this. But Kaya's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off to Mikey Garland in the backfield. He makes the first man miss, and I'm telling you what, that's hard running by that young man. He was hitting the backfield, made a move, drug about 2 would-be tacklers across the 35-yard line. Is going to pick up about 5 on the play, and he should have been brought down for a loss on the play.
Yeah, and don't tell anybody, but I think his knee might have been down on her.
Okay.
But, hey, we'll take it.
So 3rd down here for the Briar Jumpers, right across the 35-yard line. And Kai is going to have shotgun formation, pistol formation here with Jace Bruner in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Kai calls out the signals. He drops back. He rolls out to the left. He's looking to pass. He's got number 23. Is that 23?
Is that Mikey Garland?
Yeah, 23 out there. I couldn't make it out, but Garland coming out just out of the slot position on a little out pattern, and he's going to pick up a 1st down right at about the 44. So the first L&N Federal Credit Union 1st down for the Briar Jumpers in the 2nd half.
You don't see Mikey Garland's number called a lot in the passing game, but, I mean, if he's going to run that hard with it, you might as well get the ball in the playmaker's hands and let him see what kind of work he can put in for you.
So pistol formation's got Garland in the backfield. He's going to turn around and hand a little counter play off of Jace Bruner off the left side, just off the left tackle, and he's going to fight hard for some extra yardage as well. So he was hit just across the line of scrimmage. Going to drag a would-be tackler up to almost about midfield to the 49. So I don't know, Robert, if the late coming out of the locker room didn't have something to do with maybe Coach Lucas was just a little bit upset with the way the Briar Jumpers played in the first half.
I think so. That's it comes out with a little more effort, a little more enthusiasm, and I'm sure all of them had to tighten their belt with as much, you know what, as he probably got chewed off.
So Garland in the backfield with Kai. He drops straight back looking to pass. Little pump fake. He's got Gilmore out there.
Underthrown.
It's underthrown. Gilmore had a step on the defender, and it was underthrown and almost intercepted. And it's going to fall incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5-yard line, 5 for the Briar Jumpers.
Yeah, very few times have I seen Kai Sharon underthrow a football. Generally, with his arm, the arm strength that the young man's got, it's accuracy and overthrow is usually more what you see. But that's 2 underthrown balls this game, and let's just blame it on the weather.
Cade Grundy has not been on the field here in the 2nd half, so I don't know what's going on there. But Kaya rolls out to the right. He's looking back, and there's the arm strength, and he's got Gilmore out there this time wide open at the 10-yard line. And just as you said, he stepped into that one and threw that one about 40 yards in the air. And Gilmore's going to come down with it at the 10-yard line. That's going to be another L&N Federal Credit Union 1st down, and it is going to put the Briar Jumpers in the Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction red zone for the 3rd time tonight, looking to extend their lead.
Was that Jaden Gilmore that he connected with?
Yes.
Is that correct? Yeah, it was a beautiful pass, beautiful catch, beautiful play. And those are the kind of things that you've got to have to spread the field, get the ball into multiple receivers' hands so that defenses don't key in on one person. But I'm with you. I'm looking down here on the field on the sidelines right now, and I don't see Cade anywhere.
Power I formation in the backfield. Kai's going to turn and hand it off to Garland. He's just going to lower his shoulders and get behind his pads. He's going to get down across the 5-yard line down to about the 3, it looks like. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal. About there, spot it down at the 4-yard line. So 2nd and goal for the Briar Jumpers, the 4. And that is an area of concern, Robert, is like you said, I do not see number 7 on the field, and I do not see him on the sidelines at all.
I didn't see him hobble off the field. I didn't see anything of concern, so I just –
Now, I'm on the long pass play. I'll get back to just a second here. Kai's going to turn around and pitch it off to Mikey to the right side. He's going to lower his head right at the goal line, and he's going to get in for a touchdown for the Briar Jumpers, and that's going to be a Citizens National Bank touchdown for Somerset with 8 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Briar Jumpers do extend their lead 19-0 over Washington County, pending the extra point by Mr. Wombles.
A big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings in any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships. They treat you like family.
Here's the snap on the extra point, and it's down and up, and it is good. And so with 8:55 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Briar Jumpers extend their lead 20-0.
Oh, my goodness. Could you or your family benefit from counseling services? Entrust Counseling is there to meet your needs by providing services in the office, home, or school. They even offer late-night weekend appointments at 676-0638. Check out their new website at entrust-healthcare.com. And you can find them on Facebook. I swear, I keep dropping my papers every time. As soon as I get ready to read something, it's maybe just a slippery fingers. I'm going to blame it on the weather. On the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, 8:55 left to go in the third quarter. Somerset finds herself in the lead 20-0.
Now thinking back on the play that Kaya overthrew Cade down here in the left end zone, going towards the locker room. Cade came off the field. He didn't look to be limping, didn't look to be holding anything. I thought he was just coming over to get a drink of water. But ever since that play, he's not been back on the field, Robert. And so I don't know if he tweaked that hamstring again or the plan was just get him a half a play and shut him down. But like I said, normally, he's at least standing on the sidelines.
Yep, not a good sign. But you're going to have a kid like that for that Corbin game for sure.
So the ball is going to be kicked off by Richardson here all the way down to about the 10-yard line, where number 4, Mike Ellery, is going to pick it up and try to do something with it, but he's not going to get very far. He's brought down there by Carson Guthrie and Jacob Smith on the play. And so the Washington County Commanders are going to start their first possession of the second half from their own 12-yard line.
Jacob Smith makes the play. Gerard Smith, his brother, was right there close to it. So is he out here on street clothes?
Is he standing there in the 40-yard line in the street clothes? Is that him with a toboggan on?
I can't tell.
I think it is. In the gray, he's got, that's Cade. He's in the street clothes.
Maybe they're just using him for a half. Let's just hope there's nothing wrong with the young man.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be, walking any different than normal. So
Yates is going to turn around. He's going to hand it off here off the left side to Mike Ellery, and he's going to be upended right there at about the 15-yard line by Bruner and Kel Todd and Garland there. Going to gain of about 2 on the play. He's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, good defensive stance by the team. I like to see the fact that they're playing with a little more emotion, a little more aggression. And the halftime speech must have been spiritual.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. So Washington County comes to the line of scrimmage, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ellery in the backfield along with Yates. He's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to his right looking to pass. He's got a man out there, double coverage. It's well underthrown, and Gilmore is going to pick it off right there.
But there's a flag, and that's going to be for a roughing the passer. That the ball was already out of the air. The defender just couldn't put on the brakes in time. He probably had 3 steps and still took a shot. I don't know. That's the right call. It's the right call.
Yeah, personal foul, roughing the passer on Somerset. But there was 2 flags on the play, and I was wondering if one of them was going to be on the offense, and it is. So you got a roughing the passer on Somerset, and you have another ineligible man downfield on Washington County. So it's going to nullify the interception, but it is going to replay 2nd down.
Well, that's a break for Somerset. Okay, I'll take it. It's one of the first times I've seen a team that Somerset's played this year where the penalty yardage between the 2 teams is about average, but there's 4 penalties for Somerset and 6 for Washington County. So the game's been called pretty fair.
Yeah, and the offsetting penalty, that's twice tonight that we've had offsetting penalties, and first time didn't really hurt either team, and this time here, I said an interception nullified. Ball was well underthrown. So, anyways, we get ready to play 2nd down. Yates comes to the line of scrimmage, 3 receivers to the left. He's going to turn around and hand it off to Ellery, and he's met right there at the line of scrimmage by Jacob Graybill and Kel Todd, and he's not going to gain anything right there. So it's going to bring up 3rd down. Another Turner Realty Group 3rd down for the Briar Jumpers, opportunity to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense.
I was getting ready to start whining. I was getting ready to have reminiscence of the Hazard game where I was getting ready to be like, are you serious? But it was a towel, so never mind.
Yeah, I saw it too. That's not yellow, but anyway, a towel went flying across the field over to Washington County sideline, and both of us thought it was a penalty flag. So 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 running backs in the backfield beside Yates. He drops straight back looking for a receiver. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's under trouble. Smith had him wrapped up right there at the goal line. He throws an underhand, and it's going to end up falling incomplete. So, again, Gerard Smith in the backfield wreaking havoc. Had Yates wrapped up, but he was able to toss the underhand, and the receiver had it for just a second but never had control of it. They call it incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and Washington County's going to be forced to punt.
Sandy Elnor, if you're listening to me, whatever it was you cooked before the game, cook it again, because it's Gerard Smith. It must be something that really agreed with that young man, because he is playing very, very well tonight.
He definitely is. I don't know who we're going to pick for our offensive player of the game, but I've got a strong consideration for defensive player
same
of the game.
here.
Right now. So Commanders ready to punt, flags in the air. Somebody was moving early. Kale Todd comes in and gets the block, but the play was blown dead. It's going to be a false start on Washington County, and it's going to back them up half distance to the goal. They're going to have to re-kick it.
Yeah, good thing Kel Todd was able to pull up and just block the ball, because the whistle had already blown, and a hit on the kicker would have been another flag at that point.
So Will Pettis, now standing right at the goal line, is going to try to get this off. Jaden Gilmore standing back at his 45, end over end kick, and it's off the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds well short at about the 25 as the referee's coming down, and they are going to spot it at the 24, so just outside of the red zone already. The Briar Jumpers are going to have great field position.
Yikes, that's not a healthy kick there.
No, and they are going to give it all the way up to the 30-yard line, but that's still going to be about a 20-yard punt. And so the Briar Jumpers leading 20-0, 7 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third quarter, looking to extend their lead here. You need to go ahead and put some points on the board right here quick. Kai is in the backfield, turns around, he's going to hand it off to Carson Guthrie off the right side, and he's going to pick up, not Carson Guthrie, I'm sorry, it's Guy Bailey. Guy Bailey is going to scoot off the off tackle and pick up about 7 on the play. Going to be second and 4 yards for the Briar Jumpers.
I like Guy Bailey's vision and the way he runs with the football, and it brings out a fresh set of legs. It gives a young man a chance to get some, time, some varsity time on the football field. But he runs square, he holds the football very well, and runs to the hole very, very hard.
Gerard Smith and Guy Bailey in the backfield. Gerard Smith's going to go right up the middle, and he's going to bust into the red zone for the Briar Jumpers. And that's going to be another L&N Federal Credit Union first down for the Briar Jumpers, and also going to set the Briar Jumpers up in the Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction red zone, just outside the 15.
Yep. Gerard Smith is doing what he does best, and we've said it time and time again, when you're 6'3", 230, and you can lower your shoulders, it's a hard man to bring down. It's another Jace Bruner-esque type body.
So you're going to turn around and hand the ball off to Guy Bailey off the right side this time, and he's running hard again down inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. So 3 good runs in a row by Guy Bailey and Gerard Smith. It's going to set the Briar Jumpers up 2nd and 3, and there is an injury timeout on the field as a Washington County player down in the backfield.
Magic Monograms has moved to 110 Creek Terrace, conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger. The place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook. Search Magic Monograms and Embroidery. On the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, we got 5 minutes and 52 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Somerset leads 20-0.
Mike Rayleigh was the injured player for Washington County, but he was able to hop right up pretty quick and get his way over to the sideline. So we able to find that young man, get off the field, and glad that okay with him. So the Briar Jumpers going to come out here 2nd down and 3 from the 8-yard line, looking to extend their lead here as they lead 20-0 with 5:42 to go in the third quarter. Gerard Smith and Guy Bailey in the backfield with Kai Sharon. Gilmore split out wide receiver to the right and hand off to Guy Bailey. He's looking for some room. He makes a nice cut, and he may have got in, Robert, waiting for the signal from the referee. Don't see one just yet. They're going to spot him down at the 1-yard line, but a good hard run by Guy there is going to set the Briar Jumpers up 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, good hard run. It sets you up 1st and goal from the 1. You can't get much better than that, to be honest. And I love the way that both the young men, both freshmen, have come in and just ran the ball, running behind blocks, running hard with the football, holding the football very well. Gives you a lot of faith on what Somerset has to grow on in the next few years.
Sharon's going to go under center. He looks to sneak it up the middle, and he does, and he's going to plow into the end zone for the Briar Jumpers, and that's going to be another Citizens National Bank touchdown for the Briar Jumpers as they now extend their lead 26-0 with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Don't feel great, just can't wait. Well, Quick Care is open late. Just walk in their clinic in Med Park West, just off Bogle Street behind the hospital. Hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., weekdays 10 to 3 on Saturdays. No appointment is necessary for accidents, ailments, chronic conditions, as well as health services like sports, physicals, flu shots, and health screenings. They accept most major health insurance, and they can bill the insurance companies directly. Quick Care Walk-In Clinic just off 27 on Med Park West.
And Tommy Womble's on to attempt the extra point, and he just got underneath of it just a little bit, popped it straight up in the air, but it hit the crossbar and fell through. And so the extra point is good. So with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Briar Jumpers do extend their lead 27-0.
Yeah, Tommy Wombles has kicked the ball very, very well. He started off the season, Daniel Richardson, he was kicking the ball very well and just got through some kind of a slump. Wombles has come in and provided a lot of, well-deserved relief and has done very, very well this season. If I'm not mistaken, the mixed extra point earlier in the game might have been the only miss he's had this season.
We had one last week, but I don't know if that was was that Christian Whitus that missed one that
Yeah, that extra point, the first one of the game that
was a difference in the game.
It was
not
the difference
that
was
the difference.
That was not the
outcome.
difference, but
right.
a difference in the game.
1 point difference in the game. Lexington Christian went for a 2-point conversion. One thing that I did see on that drive for the Briar Jumpers, Robert, is the offensive line were opening some holes and driving some players off the line of scrimmage, and there was some running room for the backs, whether it be Gerard Smith or Guy Bailey there. So
absolutely.
Richardson ready to kick it off. He puts his foot to it, and it's just a squib kick down to about the 25-yard line, and a young man from Washington County is going to pick it up. He's going to dance around and not go anywhere with it. The ball stripped out, but they're going to blow his forward progress dead, and Mikey Garland again down there on the covers trying to get that ball out of there, but they're going to give the ball to Washington County right there at the 36-yard line, where they're going to take over 1st and 10, their second possession of the second half.
Be sure to stay tuned to the conclusion of tonight's game for the Ford Brothers Auctioneers Realty post-game show. On the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, 4:56 left to go in the third quarter. Somerset 27, Washington County 0.
So a lot of new faces coming out on the field here for the Briar Jumpers defense. I know that's one thing that Coach Lucas wanted to try to do, was try to rest some of his starters and playmakers, and we'll try to get you some names out here. Some of maybe the seniors getting in to get a little bit of playing time. But Yates is going to take the snap, and he's going to fake the handoff, and run right up the middle. And there's nowhere for him to go. He's going to be stopped for a very short gain, if anything, right there at the 27-yard line. And again, it looks like the defensive line is pretty much going to be the same. You've got Dylan Keith and Tyler Harvey in there along with Jacob Graybill. But you have Matt Shadone here at a cornerback right now. You have number 18. That's Brandon Jones, who's a starter out there at the outside linebacker. Cal Todd and Jay Spruner are still in there. So I said there was a lot of new faces, and that's really not the case. Just a couple.
Well, hey, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
So Yates takes the snap. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off, sweeping to the right side to Darius Walker. There's nowhere for him to go. And as Cal Todd, excuse me, and Jacob Smith there to string him out, and it's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 13 for Washington County.
I love the athleticism of Jacob Smith. He seems to be getting overshadowed a little bit by his twin brother, but those two young men, one is power and strength, and the other one is strength and speed. And I love watching these two young men play. It's just a blessing to get to have had a chance to know them, but it's also great to watch these young men come out here as freshmen and contribute on a varsity level football game.
Yeah, both these young men playing on the right side over here. You got Gerard Smith with hand on the ground playing defensive tackle, and you have his brother Jacob Smith, outside linebacker. He's going to walk up. But before we get into the playoff, we're going to have a Toyota of Somerset timeout called by Washington County. So with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, the Briar Jumpers lead 27-0.
All 2019 Honda Accords in stock are $1 over invoice. Honda Accord has received the Car and Driver magazine's 10 Best Car Distinction Award for an unprecedented 33rd time. Boy, I tell you what, terrible. Check out our full line of quality Honda vehicles. Looking forward to our new dealership coming in 2020 just south of Alton Blakely Ford. I got to put my teeth in and start talking a little bit.
So tomorrow, if you're sitting around and want to get out and watch some more football, the Kentucky Middle School Football Association Region 4 Championship will be played here at the Briar Patch tomorrow at 12 o'clock. The Middlesboro Yellow Jackets travel across 75, and they'll come over here and take on the Meese Middle Briar Jumpers in the 8th grade Division III Region 4 Championship. And the winner of that game will travel up to Lexington next Saturday in Lexington for the state championship game. So we wish the Briar Jumpers, Meese Middle Briar Jumpers, all best of luck tomorrow in the regional championship game.
Yeah, man, we're going to need it. That Middlesboro team is nice.
So Yates brings Washington County to the line of scrimmage. One receiver right and left. He drops back straight to pass on a little slant. And that is Cale Todd standing there. He's looking for a man. He's going to get the interception right there at the 30-yard line and lower his shoulder, run over a man. So Cale dropped back in coverage. And we do get the interception this time with no flags, Robert.
Yep.
And the Briar Jumpers are going to be set up all the way down to about the 18-yard line. And that's going to put them in the Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction red zone right off the bat, as they get ready to try to put some more points on the board.
Yeah, the defensive line, they came up 4-man front, all 4 rush, all 4 creating some pressure, and Cale Todd was able just to sit back there in coverage and just to have the ball thrown right to him and took it down for about a 12-yard return. So good on the young man for the injury that he had last week and to come out and make a play like that tonight.
Kaya sends Guthrie in motion from right to left. He's going to try and hand it off to Gerard Smith right up the middle, and he's going to power his way across the 15 down to about the 12-yard line, so a gain of about 6 on the play. And I'm telling you, I'm happy to see that young man, number 39, Cale Todd, get the interception right there on senior night. I've known him since he was a baby. I grew up with his daddy, and on senior night for Cale to get an interception there that's great to see.
Yeah, that's something special, and I'm glad the young man's feeling all right. Whatever injury it was he sustained last week worried me, but I'm glad to see him back out on the field tonight.
Kaya sends Gilmore in motion from right to left, a little jet sweep to the left side. Gilmore's going to lower his shoulder right at the first down marker, and he's going to get down to about the 6. He's going to pick up the first down. So Chaz Gilmore, a little jet sweep.
I think that one's going to come back. I saw a flag thrown right at about where the offense was, so I may get a hold.
Yeah, I see it down there on about the 4-yard line. And waiting for the signal from the referee. I don't know that we ever got one, but I'm like you. I think it was holding on the Briar Jumper. Here he is, holding on the Briar Jumpers. Going to back it up 10 yards. And so after a first down gain on the play, it's going to bring it back to about the 12-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Briar Jumpers now.
Yeah, he strung the play out very, very well. I didn't catch the hold, but I saw the flag thrown right at the spot of the hold. So that's a shame, but, you'll take another down. You've got another crack at it. Still 2nd down and 9 yards to go.
Smith and Guthrie in the backfield with Kai Sharon. He's going to try and hand it off to Guthrie off the right side. He tries to make him move, makes one man miss, gets down to about the 15. Going to pick up about 3 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 7. About 3rd and 7 for the Briar Jumpers here at the 15.
Yeah, that was about a 3-yard run, hard run by Guy Bailey. I'm impressed by watching this young man run to continuously over and over again pick up positive yardage, at least 4 at a time.
Pistol formation this time with Guthrie behind, not Guthrie, Guy Bailey. He's going to find Gilmore at the 10-yard line, right at the first down marker. He's going to fight for the first down yardage and get it rolled out of bounds. So depending on the spot, I thought that he had it, but the referee, it's going to be real close to first down yardage.
Is it going to be a measurable close, or do they still haven't signaled as of yet?
No, I said it's going to be real close, but either way, I think Coach Lucas is sending in the big bodies here. I think we're going to go to the tank formation, and we're either going to go for it on 4th and short or going to have a power formation, and they are going to call a timeout, and they are going to measure here on the play.
Yeah, I thought that he made it. I thought he stepped out of bounds right at the marker and fell out, but hey, what do you do? At White's Cabinets, they provide their customers with friendly service. They value your business and it's their mission to provide reliable products and services. The courteous and professional team at White's Cabinet Design Center can turn your vision into reality. Visit the White's Cabinet Design Center on the corner of South 27 and Slate Branch Road to learn more about what they can do for you. With 1 minute and 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter, it is 27-0 Somerset, and they're still measuring.
Very unfavorable spot. Gilmore was right at the chains, and he was fighting for extra yardage. And instead of giving him forward progress, they gave him the spot where he was driven back and moved out of bounds. And it's going to be about a half a yard short So they're going to come out and set the ball down right at the 8-yard line, just across the 8, and it's going to be 4th and inches for the Briar Jumpers.
With Jace Bruner on the sideline and you got a big body like Gerard Smith, I would dare say that this is the time that you use the young man to get that extra half yard and more.
And just as we both think that, he's not in the game. You've got Dylan Keith.
I'm going to hush.
Dylan Keith, Kel Todd, and Mikey Garland in the power I formation behind Sharon as he's going to go up under center. And we're still waiting to get the chains set again as we're trying to get action going again here. But power I formation, one receiver to the right, tight end to the right, power I formation right. And Kai's going to take the snap. He's going to just go sneak it right up the middle. He's going to fall forward across the line to gain. He's going to pick up about 2 on the play. So that's going to be another L&N Federal Credit Union first down for the Briar Jumpers as they're threatening to put some more points on the board.
Note to self, Robert, before you ask about a player getting on the field and getting the ball, look and see where he's at. What do you do?
Update from across town into the third quarter, and the game is still tied. PC and Southwestern 7-7.
Yeah, the injury to the Poston kid, that could be detrimental to Pulaski.
Power I formation to Garland. He's going to turn around and hand it off him, and Garland is going to take it in from the 7-yard line. He got hit right at the goal line, but that's going to be another Citizens National Bank touchdown for the Briar Jumpers. Mikey Garland in, and the Briar Jumpers extend their lead with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Briar Jumpers lead 33-0.
Yeah, Briar Jumpers playing very, very well. Since 1979, Modern Systems has been defending communities all across Kentucky, and they are proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorships to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbors and your friends, and they work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you. From homes to businesses to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security. With 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go, the extra point is good, extending the lead for Somerset 34-0.
And Christian Whitus got out on the field there to attempt that extra point, Robert. So
I'm glad to see the young man come back on the field. I saw him after the game at LCA. Now, most of the kids, they had that soured look on their face. But the poor kid, yeah, like we said earlier, it wasn't the difference. It was just a difference. And you could tell that he was wearing that pretty hard. So good for him to come out, connect with one, and that, again, gains confidence for the kid going forward.
So as we get ready to kick it off here again to Washington County, the Briar Jumpers doing exactly what they need to do tonight. It's been one of those games that, it's rained throughout the game, just a light rain, nice steady rain. It's not been anything that's causing any kind of problems. It looks like, this beautiful turf field that we have here that obviously holds water very well. Haven't seen any slipping and sliding, and there's no standing water. So, it hasn't rained enough to cause any problems.
No, and it's good to know that because tomorrow we're going to need all the help we can get. I don't want any water standing anywhere. It's already going to be cool. It's already going to have a light rain, but we just don't need any more obstacles in our way.
Well, Daniel Richardson puts his foot to it. It's just going to be another low line drive, and he's picked up right there by number 11 right at the 30-yard line, and he's wrapped up by the Briar Jumpers at the 36, and they blow the whistle dead.
They never did get the young man down off the ground. I mean, that was a load. He's a big old boy. I'd like to get some dimensions on that kid because that's a big, strong young man to have 7 or 8 defenders climbing on you, and you're still going forward.
Well, and that was Miguel Alcantara who got hurt earlier in the game for Washington County. So glad to see him back on the field, and he fielded it. And Washington County is going to take over their next possession of the third quarter here at the 36-yard line, and the Briar Jumpers looking to get back off the field here. I see number 33 for the Briar Jumpers, Andrew Childers, out there playing cornerback right now, and Shad Noah still out here at cornerback, and Yates is going to take the snap and a little read option. He's going to ride number 5, Darius Walker. Is that Bruner come in there, flying in there late to make a big hit?
I can't tell about the time that you think that you got it was Bruner. By the time that you get a number on a beat on the young man, it seems like they all get up and walk together at the same time, so it makes it so hard to find out who did what.
So the Briar Jumper defense here in the second half, I think they took a little bit personally that Washington County moving the ball on them, and there's not been a whole lot of positive yardage plays in the second half for the Washington County. And Again, I think it had a lot to do with the halftime
inspirational
discussion.
moment.
Yeah.
Your
So
inspirational
Yates-
moment brought to you by Robbie Lucas.
So Yates is going to keep it himself this time off the left side, and he's brought down there by Jacob Smith and Dylan Keith on the play for just a short gain of about 2 on the play. And here at the end of the third quarter, the Briar Jumpers lead 34-0 on senior night.
Somerset Community College is your community college. We have the lowest tuition rates in the state, flexible class schedule, small class sizes, and quality education that is close to home. Choose from technical degrees from high-demanding jobs or transfer degrees to 4-year institutions. We are the best choice for education and training. Whatever you need, we have it here at SCC. Apply today at somerset.kctcs.edu. SCC, a real college with real people with real success. 12 minutes to go in the game. Somerset finds herself in the lead, 34-0. I lost. Oh, okay. I was like, what happened? The volume changed. Well, I think it just threw me off whenever your volume went down on it.
A little allergy problem. I'll try not to sniff and snort in everybody's ears.
Well, I think I've been trying to avoid that tonight, and I've been doing it anyway. I was in the middle of a thought, and it was probably nothing worth talking about anyway. So that's okay. You didn't ruin anything, I promise. I wasn't going to give anything that was just mind-blowing, I'm sure.
So after the stop on the play at the end of the third quarter, the Briar Jumpers looking to have a Turner Realty group third down here for opportunity to get off the field again and get the ball back to their offense. So defense has played very well here in the second half, Robert, and looking to stop Washington County here again is Jacob Yates has a man to his left, 2 receivers left. He's looking to pass, drop straight back. He throws it up. There's a man out there under coverage, and he gets knocked out. Number 9, Chaz Gilmore, came over from a safety spot and went up and knocked it down. It's to bring up 4th down for Washington County.
Yeah, it was a good play by the young man. He made up for that one that was a little bit early, and I'm trying to get the number on the defender in the backfield back here in the safety spot, but both of them were right there on the play. There's a little contact at the play, but I would call that more incidental contact, and I'm just glad to see that the flag wasn't thrown.
I'll tell you what, though, we talked about earlier where Gilmore picked up the pass interference call down by the end zone. This time he actually played the ball, and again, punter here, Pettis is under pressure, and Brandon Smith was there right in front of him, and he had to get rid of it. He did. He just kicked it straight up in the air. So the 20-yard punt earlier was a little bit better than, I'm going to tell you, 33. They're going to spot the ball at the 39. So we had a 6-yard punt right there, Robert.
Be sure to stay tuned to the conclusion of tonight's game for the Ford Brothers Auctioneers postgame show. We'll be giving out the name of the players for the defender of the game, sponsored by Modern Systems, and the offensive player of the game, sponsored by Somerset Community College. I think that's where I was going before I was worried about what was happening with my volume.
Yeah. So as the Briar Jumpers come out here, starting from Washington County's 39-yard line, Kai Sharon has got Gerard Smith and Guy Bailey in the backfield. I mean, Kai is looking to pass. He's got Gilmore down at the 5, and he's going to catch it. He's going to fall into the end zone. So a big play from Kai Sharon, 39-yard pass completion to Jaden Gilmore right at the 5, and he stumbles and falls into the end zone. So that is going to bring us to a Citizens National Bank touchdown for the Briar Jumpers, and after the extra point here at Temp, we're going to have the running clock with 11:38 to go in the fourth quarter, Brian.
Well, a running clock at this point is a good thing. You get a chance to go deep into your bench and get some of these kids out here, save your players for next week. We've had some players that we haven't seen tonight. I never did see Tate Madden come out on the field. We never called his name tonight. I looked down on the field, and I saw Kay Grundy, and it looks like he's got a shoulder taped. So I'm hoping they're just icing it and there's nothing wrong with the young man. Get through this game, get rested up, get ready for next week, and that's, all that you can really ask for.
Tommy Wobbles was on and put the ball up and through to extend the Briar Jumpers' lead. So, again, on the Randall T. Turpin CPA scoreboard with 11:38 to go in the game, Briar Jumpers lead 41-0. And I don't know if Drew Johnson he's kind of hobbling off the field here too. So, again, we've got some banged up players here on the Briar Jumper sideline, and we definitely need to get all these young men healthy. going into the state playoffs game here in 2 weeks. I know we still have one more game over at Corbin next week, Robert, but sure love to have everybody healthy and us be at full strength going into the playoffs.
A big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships. They treat you like family.
Richardson's just going to kick it hard line
it's on
drive.
the ground.
It's on the ground, and Garland's right there to try to get on it, but Washington County is able to recover it. So it squirted off his chest and squirted free. And I'm telling you, Garland, he flies
Lucky.
around everywhere, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. No appointment is necessary at Quick Care Walk-In Clinic. They're right behind the hospital just off Bogle Street, Med Park West, right where they've been for over a decade. Quick Care has lab and x-ray equipment right there in the clinic, and they're open late. So if you've had an accident or you aren't feeling well, just walk in and let their highly qualified medical professionals take care of you. Quick Care Walk-In Clinic at Med Park West.
So now we do have some new faces on the defense out there, Robert. 41-0 with the clock running at 11:03. Looks like Gerard Smith has moved back to middle linebacker. Kel Todd still in there, but definitely have some new faces. As Yates calls a signal, he turns around. He's going to fake it off the left side. Or fake it off the right side and carry it over to the left side. He's going to pick up about 2 on the play, where he's brought down over there by Kel Todd after a gain of about 2 on the play. Going to be up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, by the time I looked up, Gerard Smith was making a close in on the play as well. The linebacker play is where I'm used to seeing the young man play, but you know, at this level, his strength might be on the defensive line, and just because he's so big and so strong and has got that power, I can't wait to see what the Smith twins turn out to be.
Well, we talked about him playing defensive tackle most of the night, and now he's playing middle linebacker. So he's reading the play. He's going to get up there, and he's going to be in on the tackle. Looks like Gerard Smith.
I think the ball came out. Well, I thought the ball came out. He made the big hit. The offensive man was still able to carry the ball forward for a few extra yards, but Gerard Smith right there to put the hit on the young man. And it just shows you, he's got a good nose for the football.
And Gerard Smith and Chris Dick in there on the play to wrap him up, but he's going to fall forward. He's going to pick up yardage enough up to the 45-yard line for the first down. So Washington County picks up about 7 on the play, and they're going to have first down from their own 45. And Yates is going to turn around. He's going to hand it off to Mike Ellery off the left side. He's looking for some room, makes one man miss, and gets it up to about the 46 or about the 47 or 48, and going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for Washington County with the clock running here with just under 9 minutes, or just above 9 minutes, 9 minutes and 13 seconds, and the clock running.
Right at the initial point of contact, Gerard's brother Jacob was right there on the play. Both of the young men got a good nose for the football. I like to see the aggressiveness. I like to see the young kids get out here and get some varsity minutes and get out here and make some plays. It's always a treat for me.
Yates from the shotgun takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, going off to the left side again. There's Jacob Smith, and I want to tell you that it's Chris Dick again on the play, flying up there to stop him after a gain of about 2. And the Briar Jumpers are shuttling in off and on the field. A lot of new players in the game is number 55, and I don't even have him on my list here, Robert.
Yeah, me neither.
So I apologize to that young man as he gets in there to get a little bit of game time. We also have
There's been a number change where the number just looks like a 55. It could be a 56, which is Mason Elnor, but I can't tell from this vantage point.
I don't think that was Mason, but
It looked a little. Uh-oh.
they got a little bit of room. He gets run out of bounds there by Gilmore right at the 35. So, again, Briar Jumper shuttling new players in here into the game, and it's going to be another first down for Washington County all the way down inside Briar Jumper territory at about the 36-yard line. So Washington County trying to put some points up here on the board and avoid the shutout.
Yeah, I was bragging on the young men earlier. That was one blown play. One blown play, if there's many of them as they've been out here, you'll take. But you like to see the repetitions happen, because if they're going to have to dig down into their bench, you're going to have to find out who can step up and make plays when they need them the most.
So Yates has 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to take it. He's going to run off right side, just a quarterback draw, and there's Gerard Smith to catch him right there after a gain of about 4 or 5 on the play. So right now, Washington County is driving down the field. This ball spotted at the 32-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd and 6 for Washington County.
Got to love the ability and the playmaking ability of the two young men that are out there. I like to – well, I thought I got another text message from the grandmother. I was going to give her a little more shout-out. But it's good to be able to call those two kids. And I know I sound so biased, and I probably am. But watching those two kids at the middle school level last year was just so much fun.
Yates is going to turn around and hand it off to number 5, Darius Walker. He'll get around the outside, and he is going to pick up first down yardage down to about the 24-yard line. So another first down for Washington County with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and trailing the Briar Jumpers 41-0 right now, looking to try to put something on the board.
Magic Monograms has moved to 110 Creek Terrace, conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger. The place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook. Search Magic Monograms and Embroidery.
Low snap. Yates is able to pick it up and just keeps on fighting. And, it should have been stopped in the backfield. There was some miscommunication between whether it's a handoff or a quarterback keeper. And he's going to stumble all the way down inside the 15, or right at the 15-yard line. And it's going to be just short of a first down. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 for Washington County from their own field, or from Briar Jumpers 15.
With 5 minutes and 43 seconds left to go, we want to remind you to be sure to stay tuned to the conclusion of tonight's game for the Ford Brothers Auctioneers Realty post-game show, where we'll announce the Modern Systems Defender of the Game and Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game.
So same formation for Washington County. They have one receiver to the right, one to the left, 2 receivers on either side of Yates, and we have a injury timeout here for the Briar equipment timeout. And Briar Jumpers are going to send a couple players on here as they wind the clock. Yates calls out the signals. He takes the snap. He hands it off to the right side here to number 2, is it? I think it's number 2 for Washington County. Yes, number 2. That's Caleb Foster, and he's going to pick up about 2 on the play, just enough to get the first down. So as the ball gets spotted right at the 13-yard line, it's going to be 1st and 10 for Washington County.
Brandon Jones was in the backfield on that one, and we had a couple of other players that were right there, and I was trying to get a number so that I could report it, but to try to figure out, there were two attempts in the backfield to make that play stop, but it's okay. You're late enough.
Oh, goodness, that's not good.
That's not good. That's going to yeah, it's a face mask in a bad way. And there's some pushing after the play. I mean,
he didn't do it intentionally,
no.
But still, I mean, Yates handed the ball off to Darius Walker off the left side, and number 54 for the Briar Jumpers there got his hand up in his mask. It's Jack Bruner, and brought him down by his face mask, and there's about 5 flags on the field right now. So
yeah, you don't want any of the extracurricular stuff. I mean, it's when it's incidental and when it's on purpose, and that one was right at the point of contact at the play. It was a hard face mask. I understand the frustration. You're, losing a ball game 41-0, and you get a face mask to drag you down to the ground. But you got to be a little smarter than that, because that's going to be offsetting penalties and not going to move the ball in either direction. Correct?
Well, I don't know that they're going to call it. They're marking it off against the Briar Jumpers. So I think they're going to get the face mask, which is going to be half the distance to the goal line, and then
there should be a personal.
Does not look like they're going to call it on
Or did they call
County.
the personal foul on us?
Personal
they
foul?
Did?
Yeah,
what?
Personal foul.
Well,
no, there's the offsetting. So that's what you were talking about, right? We had the personal foul, face mask. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. It's going to break the ball down to the 9-yard line. Then you have offsetting personal foul penalties against Somerset and Washington County that after the play. So Washington County is going to have 1st and 5 from the 9-yard line with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go and the clock running. Yates takes the snap. He turns around and hands it off to Caleb Foster, and he gets up through right at the line of scrimmage, and he's met by a host of Briar Jumpers right there and driven back. I don't know if they're going to give him much, if anything, on the play.
Yeah, I'm still kind of caught up in that last play, and I probably shouldn't be. That's all right. It's inconsequential. I need to learn to give it up, but I don't know. Again, maybe we're not at the vantage point where we are not hearing the verbal confrontation down there either, so I give the referees benefit of the doubt.
So 2nd down and 5 for Washington County after no gain on the play. Yates brings him up to the line of scrimmage, same formation. He's going to take the ball himself off the left side. He's got a little bit of room. He's going to get hit right there at about the 7. He's going to get drugged down. So he's going to be short of the first down to gain. And it's going to bring up 3rd down, and that's going to bring another Turner Realty Group 3rd down opportunity for Briar Jumpers to preserve the shutout here with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go and the clock running. Short gain on the play. I thought he got a little bit more than that, Robert, but it's going to be 3rd and 4.
Well, I'd like to have found the number of the person who made the hit, because apparently whatever this last personal foul was, it kind of woke up some of those kids out there, and they're taking it to them a little more aggressive than they were to get the ball down to the position it's in right now.
I think Matt Shadowin was the one in there on the play to make the tackle. So
there you go, Corey. You gave me grief last week. Now I get to give you some praise. That's your boy out there making a play.
So Yates takes the snap. He's going to go right up the middle. He's going to get hit right there at the 5-yard line, and it's going to be just short of the 1st down marker. We'll see. Yep, they are going to give him the 1st down. So he's going to get across the 5 down to – they're going to mark it right at the 3. Just at the 2-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal for Washington County with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the game. Briar Jumpers lead 41-0, and they're going to try to keep Washington County from getting in the end zone, Robert.
Yeah, I think, well, even if they give up a touchdown here, you give up a touchdown on the running clock with 2 minutes to go in the football game when the offense had to drive about 50 yards on the field. So I'm proud of the effort that the young defense has given up.
And Yates is going to keep it off the right side, and he is going to get into the end zone. So with 1 minute and 54 seconds to go in the game, Washington County gets on the scoreboard, pending the extra point, down 41-6.
Henderson Chiropractic committed to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need for the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic.
Will Pettis is on to attempt the extra point for Washington County. Snap is back, and it's down, and it's a line drive kick, and it's blocked right at the line of scrimmage. So extra point is no good. And with 1 minute to go in the game, the Briar Jumpers lead 41-6.
The 2019 Mazda CX-5 Sport all-wheel drive at $229 a month plus taxes, a 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $41.40 due at signing. Car and Driver magazine's best SUV for the class in 2019. Alton Blakely Ford also has the 2019 Mazda CX-9 Sport all-wheel drive, $299 a month plus 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $41.40 due at signing. Car and Driver magazine's best SUV in its class for 2019. Both vehicles can be found at Alton Blakely Family Dealerships, a proud sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports and Somerset football.
And I think that's just about going to do it, Robert. I don't think we're going to have another play right here with 20 seconds to go and the game clock running down. I think we're just going to come to midfield, shake hands. And so the Briar Jumpers are going to improve to 2-1 in the district this year and 8-1 on the season. Be traveling over to Corbin next week to take on the Red Hounds in the season finale. And update from across the road here, still 7-7. PC was driving to try to take the lead and threw an interception in the end zone. So still 7-7, looking like heading to overtime over at Pulaski County.
Entrust Counseling is proud to offer psychiatry, counseling, case management, medication assistance, and family practice services all under one umbrella. Please call them at 676-0638 or check out their new website at entrust-healthcare.com to get services started today. You can also find them on Facebook. Lake Cumberland Sports would like to thank you to all the sponsors that are here tonight that are proud sponsors of Lake Cumberland Sports and Somerset football. As we get ready for me to do some math on some stats, we're going to name the offense and defensive players of the game here in just a few minutes as the teams get out here and shake fields. Any thoughts or anything going on to the end of this game?
Well, and, we got out of this game, and I don't know that we had any more injuries. I know we talked about Kay Grundy, who didn't play in the second half.
Excuse me.
Hopefully he's going to be just fine, and that was just a precautionary decision more than anything else. We didn't see Tate Madden tonight, so another one I think that we're just trying to get some people healthy. We were able to do what we needed to do here, get the clock running, and get some fresh faces into the game, and maybe preserve some young men here to get healthy going into the Corbin game next week. And Briar Jumpers ended up 2-1 in the district this year, so the one lost by 1 point to Lexington Christian last week. And we don't know what the outcome of the Danville Lexington Christian game is tonight, but setting up looks like another first-round matchup against the Admirals here at home in 2 weeks as we get ready for state playoff action. Robert, as you're picking up some stats there, again, I got a pretty good argument for defensive player of the game. I don't know. It seems like we called out Gerard Smith's name all night long on defense. And as we look at the stats and see what happens there, I'm going to tell you one name that kind of popped out in my mind, especially in the second half, was Mikey Garland. He seemed to run the ball really well. I know he had a couple of touchdowns. So as you give some stats there, we'll see what we've got.
For rushing stats, I've got Cam Austin with 37 yards and 1 touchdown. Jace Bruner had 15 yards and 1 touchdown. Mikey Johnson did have 2 touchdowns on the ground, and especially both coming in late in the second half. 26 total rushing yards. Kai Sharon had 1 rushing touchdown on the ground for 17 total yards of rushing. Guy Bailey came in with 4 attempts with 24 yards, and 2 rushing attempts for Gerard Smith for 14 total yards. On the receiving end, and I'm going to make a case for my offensive player of the game here in just a second. And when you get to it, I guess you'll understand. Receiving 37 total yards for Kay Grundy on 2 receptions. 2 receptions for Cam Austin, both little short screen passes outside for 15 yards. 1 reception for Carson, is that right? Carson Guthrie, is that correct?
Yes.
For 38 yards. 1 reception for Jace Bruner for 8 yards on a beautiful comeback route. Number 5, Gilmore. Which Gilmore is that? That's Ricky Gilmore. Had 1 catch for – no catches. That one was incomplete. I do apologize. And Mikey Garland had 1 catch for 7 yards. But the big offensive stat here, 104 total receiving yards for one Jaden Gilmore with 1 touchdown. And I'll get some passing stats once I get the addition helping in my favor here.
So as Robert gets some more stats here, some more numbers, and Washington County came into the game tonight 4-4 on the season and 0-3 or 0-2 in district play, and again there was a big absence from Washington County. And this team is nothing to be overlooked. They're a team. This is their first year in district play. They took the place of Middlesboro. And this is going to be somebody, I truly believe that this is one of, if not the toughest districts in the state. When you take a look at Danville Admirals, who's having a down season right now, but are quickly going to be back, and Lexington Christian, who gives us fits every time we play them, and now Washington County, who is going to be a very formidable foe in the years to come. But the big absence tonight was Jatavian Churchill, and I still haven't got his name right the first time all night long, so I apologize to that young man, but he was not here, and he is a big weapon for Washington County that they didn't have, and we'll see what's going on with him. But we probably will not see Washington County in the playoffs, but we will definitely have to travel to their place next year, and we'll have to go through them in the years to come.
Looks like I've got Kai Sharon for 13 for 18 for 239 yards and 1 throwing touchdown tonight. That 1 throwing touchdown was on a big pass play to start the running clock by Jaden Gilmore. So I'm with you on the Gerard Smith for the defensive player of the game. I might only argue, and it's just it's a small argument. Jaden played very, very well tonight, so.
Yeah, and with Grundy not being there in the second half,
exactly.
and him having to step up, and he did. He was the man that Kaya looked for early on, pick up a couple of big first downs, and then he was able to, the big touchdown play there that kind of put the game, finally put the nail in the coffin, as so to speak. So yeah, I can't argue with you very much. So. I didn't realize that young man had that many receiving yards.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so we go with Gerard Smith as our defensive player of the game tonight, and Jaden Gilmore as our offensive player.
Yep, can't argue with either one of those picks. So we close up the night with a good win. We'll take it. 41-6, got the running clock. Defense played very well, especially in the second half. Offense played very well, especially in the second half. Much like the game in the LCA last week. So the inspirational talk that Robbie Lucas seems to have figured out must be working in our favor. No tall task really next week, right? It's only Corbin.
Only Corbin, yeah. So we traveled down 75 to Corbin next week to take on the Red Hounds, the season finale for this Briar Jumper group that came in this year as arguably one of the state favorites in Class 2A to win the state title. And unfortunately here the last couple of weeks we've had some injuries that have kind of set us back a little bit. Offensive and defensive lines have not played exceptionally well the last couple of weeks, but I think a little halftime come to Jesus meeting.
That's what I was looking for.
They come out and had a little more fire to them here in the second half and opened up some lanes. And that's one thing that we have to do is get this running game going and have a little balance to our offense. So next week, everybody come on over or follow us over to Corbin as we take on the Red Hounds. I'm not sure what they did tonight. I've not been able to get an update on the Pulaski